as friends, as best bros. Not even going to record podcasts. We're just going to do them. And if you're in the room, then you get to hear the podcast.
We put the podcast out into the universe, and if you have your antennas wide open, you'll catch it.
Foil hats.
Oh my
I learned,
goodness.
okay, that the tinfoil hat stereotype is based on a true story about one guy.
Oh, yeah.
Who was part of a CIA experiment with brain chips. And they put in these, and this is confirmed shit. You can look this up. This is real MK Ultra nonsense that the CIA does and did, especially in the 60s and 70s. So implanted a brain chip and via microwaves trying to control his thoughts. And once it was in, any microwaves affected it, or at least that's my understanding. So he quite literally went insane, and he was committed, and he insisted on wearing metal on his head. He was starting with garbage cans, and then eventually at the institution, they let him use tinfoil.
That's pretty fucking rude of everybody.
Yeah,
to make fun of this poor man.
Yeah, and now you're just a fucking crackpot on a mountain.
M. Night Shyamalan should be ashamed of himself for making such great films.
Yeah.
But also...
Why would you do that to Joaquin also?
Oh, poor Joaquin. Yeah, now he's involved in this too.
What's weird about Joaquin Phoenix to me is that even when he was in his early 20s, he looked like a 50-year-old man.
Also, like, you gave him like a weird name, like a bird that walked, like a fiery bird.
Well,
but
his dad's name was River, dog.
That's a great... Wasn't that his brother?
I thought it was dad, but I could be wrong. It could be brother.
Somebody Google it. Google it right now.
And whether or not he had a band called Wheeze. Because Rivers has Weezer. But true. River, he just wheezes.
And as well, Rivers, his brother, his name is Leaves. Because everybody's got a weird fucking name.
I am pretty sick, to be honest. So you're going to hear a lot of mouth noises on this edition of the podcast. And sniffles.
You're sick, but are you tired?
Almost always.
Always.
I had a woman at the Food Basics grocery store by my place tell me I looked sick.
Oh, that's nice.
In the middle of the day. This was when I wasn't. To which I responded, yeah, I generally look sick, huh? So that's where we're at.
Should have said, you look bitch. You look stupid bitch.
Well, her name is Tess, and she's a very nice lady who, because I never bring bags and I always need them, has elected to no longer charge me for them.
Nice.
So I get free bags from this woman now.
Well, you were probably overpaying for bags to begin with.
Like $1.50, something like that.
I did something absolutely... Well, I mean, it was funny to begin with, but it's not funny. It ended up bad. It ended up probably pretty bad. So somebody paid at the store with a $100 bill that was fake.
Oh,
a
nice.
fake American $100 bill where they had scratched it off everywhere on the bill that had said that it was fake, except for one spot where it said movie money.
Okay, but how do you think that's gonna pass?
Somebody took it. It wasn't me.
Wow.
I didn't take it.
Who took it? You know?
I don't know. But they don't work there anymore.
Well, that's for the best.
But I took it, and then I kind of like put it outside where somebody would find it. Like I kind of like just put it underneath a trash can a little bit, sticking out, so like the 100 was just sticking out. And I was like, oh, a drunk's gonna find that.
You should have
like
put fake shit on it.
that was my next idea, but then I was like, I gotta make fake shit, and
it is a process. Yeah.
It is. It's because like, what do you make fake shit out of?
Pudding.
Pudding? Where do you get pudding as an adult?
Yeah, it's a great question.
As an adult,
retirement home.
Yeah, exactly. And then
because you shouldn't be going to a school and saying, "Give me all the pudding you've got."
I need your pudding. No spoons.
I need all the kids and their pudding.
No spoons.
Ugh.
But I thought I was like somewhere where the security camera could find it, so I could like watch.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, a drunk's gonna find this. That's gonna be great. A drunk's gonna be like so stoked.
Mm-hmm. For a very brief period, yeah.
I mean, they're drunk. They're not gonna see it. They're not gonna see that little tiny writing where it says movie money. They're like, oh, I got $100.
Who just leaves this around?
And then a homeless person found it.
Oh, whoops.
And they like were really sneaky about finding it. They like snapped it up.
Yeah.
Like looked at it. Put it in their pocket and I just like scooted on.
Yeah.
So it's out there somewhere.
He's gonna. Where do you think he spends that or tries to?
I don't know, but I bet it's trouble. I
Mm,
bet there will be trouble.
the trouble store.
It's all right because it's kind of like street justice. They were pushing something that was like sitting out front of Circle K. It was like a bread rack. So obviously, they took it.
A bread rack.
So now if they go to pay with that bill, they're going to go to jail.
Yeah.
Fucking street justice.
Right to jail for 100 years for this.
Boom.
The old switcheroo.
A year for every dollar you tried to embezzle.
I wonder, they have to be like, the cashier has to be like, this is counterfeit, I can't take it.
Mm.
And then, okay, and then you leave. But I think the only time that you get in trouble for it is if you try to do it more than once, like in a day.
Yeah. I would, what I would do is I'd be like, nah, I'm not taking this, and I just rip it.
Well, yeah.
And then I just look at them, like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's fake.
Oh, my God.
Like, they either know it's fake and they're not going to react, or they don't know it's fake and they're going to lose their mind, and they're like, no, see, it's fake.
You walk around sometimes just skirting the line of getting into a fist fight with a stranger. Like, you're so close with some things that you do.
Man, it's fun. It's fun. I like to tell people no a lot.
Yeah, no, it's great when you can tell somebody no from a position of authority.
Num indeed.
Make my fucking day.
You'll get it one day. One day you'll have that opportunity.
Oh, I do get to have it.
Oh, do you?
I'm a licensed plumber.
Oh, you just say no to people.
So like, oh fuck, Site Super comes right up to me. Can you put in the sink carrier today? No.
Okay, all right. That does feel pretty good.
I'm
actually.
busy, dude. I love being able to tell people no from not even a position of authority, but from a position of fuck you.
Yeah.
There's this movie, The Gambler, I think it's called. It's Mark Wahlberg, and he's having a conversation with John Goodman about homeownership, and he's like, first thing you do, the first $1 million, you put money down on a house, you pay that off. From that point on, you live in a position of fuck you. And that's the aspiration.
That is that. One day we'll get there.
Shitty boss, fuck you.
Oh man, shitty anybody, fuck you.
Yeah, I have a house.
I
I could close the door and lock it.
I can do renovations, and I don't got to talk to nobody but the man doing them.
Me.
So
yeah, man. It's a good time.
What's that? That's the two things about owning a house. Like you can lock the door.
Yeah.
But then you could also make a door.
Oh yeah, anywhere you want. You can make several.
If the toilet's acting up, I gotta go find a guy.
That's the nice thing. I don't. I guess it's just me.
Well, yeah, but I guess it's not so bad because it's like your poo too. So it's like.
That's the only time, and even then, it's not really super comfortable to be touching shit. But that's the only time that you can make the argument that it's okay to do that.
My next question was like, do you even wear gloves when it's your own?
Absolutely. There's no.
What?
I'm never gonna fucking bare hand shit if I can help it. All right.
Hey.
If I'm in the woods by myself for 3 weeks, it's a different story.
If you ever barehanded your shit, write into the podcast.
I would never.
Well, yeah. So don't write in. Don't write into the podcast, Jay. But if you at home. Have you ever barehanded your own?
I thought you meant I would have to tell the story because it would have to go right into the podcast.
No. I
didn't know it was a call to action for those listening who like to finger shit.
Whoa, not finger or nothing. Like you just hold it, right? You're just like there it is.
Don't even do that.
No.
Would you present it like a gift, like a dowry? I purchase your wife,
like a pink flamingo birthday gift.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? Okay, it's okay to handle shit if you're divine. That's the other exception that proves a rule.
Rest in peace.
May he, or she. I honestly.
They.
Yeah. One day to the next. How did you know?
Mm-hmm.
So you're listening to Grindhouse Movie Club, everybody.
Oh
Welcome.
yeah, right. We're still doing this podcast.
We sure are.
Okay. Well.
It's brought to you by Dark Roast Cult.
Yeah. Go to the website. Actually. Like stop driving right now. Pull over.
Yeah.
I don't care where you are.
Put the bottle down. You don't need that. We need each other.
Go to the website, darkroastcult.com. Don't go to Big Chugs, I'll tell you that.
What's wrong with Big Chugs?
Oh, fucking...
Dare I inquire?
Listen.
Yeah.
I got.
You got.
It got. The whole fucking system got. They ran out of bottles. What do you do? And it's like, oh, normally that's great news for a young entrepreneur like myself.
Yeah.
I'm 35. I didn't sell those fucking bottles.
Where did they go?
Somebody else sold them first. So
it's not a great look for your company when you go, well, we're out.
Yeah, one month in,
we don't have any.
We sold out. 5. Not me though. I didn't do it.
Not me.
Somebody did.
Someone sold us out.
And then I was like, hey company that's making these bottles.
What the fuck?
Well, where are they? And they were like, oh, we don't even have an ETA, buddy.
Ugh.
And
tariffs. What are you gonna do?
And like, you can't even blame tariffs because it comes from China.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
If anything, fucking airports are like, oh, you're from China? Come right in. Come right in with those things, please.
Oh, if anything, they come overseas, which I get why there's no ETA because boats sink and there's pirates.
Shipping containers fall off the side all the time.
That's how they get flotsam.
Yeah, and jetsam.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Can't forget about the jetsam.
Don't even get me started.
But so don't. I had to shut it down. I can't very well keep paying $50 a month to not sell any bottles.
Nothing at all. Oh yeah, dude. Let me tell you. Guess who has to park their work vehicle across the street in the parking lot of a mall where it could be broken into and graffiti tagged?
Oh, not you. Cause
yours.
That'd be crazy.
Yours, fucking truly. Because listen.
Okay.
When I moved into my apartment, I paid $20 for a space, as did my roommate.
Perfect. That's a lot of money per space.
Now, they have decided to sell the parking lot to the city and create a private parking area, which means, okay, they were already paid. Now the visitors is through the mobile app you see downtown. That instead of a fucking parking meter where you just give it the money and it goes, here's the time. What was wrong with that system? Nah, download a fucking app, dickhead. So now you got to do that, and the parking spaces, $70. So I went, go fuck yourself. I'll walk, and now I have to shitty walk.
I'm probably just not gonna come over with a vehicle.
Yeah, no,
if you don't mind.
No, I'll drive.
Because
that's where we're at.
Can I just idle
$12 a day through that app?
I'll just idle the car in like the little entryway.
We'll get you a mannequin. You just put it in the driver's seat with a tape recorder. Just, I'm busy. Fuck off.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Yeah, at the same interval as like the beat for Crossroads. Like,
oh shit. Well, fuck that.
Yeah, that's my life now, though. I go down to talk to the fucking person at the desk. Let me tell you, the attitude that I got.
I can't believe there's a desk.
I would like to come to some kind of understanding about this because I don't see. It seems a little ridiculous for me to have to pay for a third space when I already paid 2. I don't own the car, and it's in the visitor's spot. The visitors area is mostly empty, almost all of the time. The thing that takes up the most space there's a giant green bin. You fucking idiots. And then she goes, "Oh, yours is the plumbing truck, huh? Yeah, that's here a lot." Yeah, because I fucking live here, cunt. Surprise! What the fuck did you expect? Anyway, I'm not playing ball. I'll take a hard L instead. I don't care.
Park on the grass.
Yeah, I'll park at the church parking lot.
Nobody will break into it at the church parking lot.
That's true.
I think that's a better idea. Park your car in the fucking lot next door.
Yeah. Well, that's where we're at. Or I could just steal somebody else's and just like, because it's just a tag that you hang on the fucking rearview mirror with a number on it. I could just steal one.
You should like park your car where they park their maintenance vehicles or something.
We do that when somebody steals ours.
Okay.
The building manager's space is right out front, so we just take it up.
What if we get you like a gigantic like ghillie? Oh, I burped.
Okay.
Well, what if we get you a giant like ghillie suit tarp and just like heave it over your vehicle, and you can just like park it by the dumpsters?
How come your van's parked by what van? That's a bush.
It's all leaves, buddy. That's foliage. It's coming.
Squirrels are in there.
It comes in nicely midwinter. You know, it's that midwinter.
Yeah, it's one of those trees that doesn't shed its leaves when it's cold.
Ah, yes, those tropical trees. Anyway, Grindhouse Movie Club.
Yeah, man, you could go to grindhousemovie.club for sure, and that site functions. And then you can also buy stuff there. Like
you can.
Coffee.
You can, because it's the same website as darkroastcult.com.
Perfect.
I'm
making it easy for you.
That's right. It's all right there. One central hub.
You can subscribe to the Patreon as well. It's fucking $1.
Some big jiggly fucking nodes.
$1 Patreon, you get the podcast early.
Oh yeah.
And then you're also probably gonna get coming down the pipeline here a sneak peek at some goodies.
Some fucking real jiggly goodies.
We got some ideas.
We're working on several ideas.
Mm-hmm.
There are ideas.
We're like inventors.
And they're the pipeline you see right
Just
now.
Call me Nikola Tesla.
I don't think I'm allowed to. I don't.
You call me that right now. You fucking call me that in public.
If I do that, you realize you have to be holding the little like orb that because I'm like
with a wig, so my hair can stand up.
And if you could be dressed, in
like I'm from fucking 1300 or whenever he was from.
Yeah, and like have a name tag.
Yeah.
So that people are like, oh, okay, well, clearly it's all right. Hello, his name is.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm not saying the word. I'm saying his name.
I think we just got you a Halloween.
And
costume right there.
Oh yeah, dude. You give me a mustache and a weird middle part haircut,
and somehow power one of those orbs.
Yeah, that's my Halloween. I'm just walking around fucking shocking people with static electricity.
Hell yeah. little drive.
Gotcha.
Drive by. Just fuck.
They suppressed my inventions because I was gay.
Damn, history be all kinds of crazy.
You know, Nikola Tesla was gay, right? And that's why Thomas Edison gets a lot of credit for his inventions.
I didn't know that, but I
didn't like that back then. They were not fans of that.
I feel like some people still aren't.
Yeah, they're wrong though.
Yeah.
So
sitting in their church with their Edison bulbs.
So fuck them. Yeah, killing elephants with electricity in public and shit.
Fucking
anytime Thomas Edison comes up, I will bring that up.
Yeah,
I want everybody to know.
Well, how else do you execute a giant elephant if not unhumanely?
Yeah,
that's just kind of
with basically a lightning bolt is the only way to do that.
Basically, not like poison or a heavy blanket,
an old peanut, make them real sick.
A laced peanut.
A laced. It's got arsenic.
Oh,
what movie did we do? Did we
boy.
watch together like a family for the podcast this week?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
what movie?
I don't think it was called that.
No, it wasn't. This movie that we watched for the podcast this week, which I really hope was Grave Encounters, because that's what I watched.
It sure was.
All right, thank God.
Nailed it.
Now, the version you provided for me,
yeah.
Now, you're lucky they were speaking English.
Yeah.
Because I did for a second I was like, is this Grave Encounters? What's that?
Text on screen for the version of Grave Encounters that I acquired.
Thank God there was so little text on screen.
Well, it was in Spanish, and the nice thing about it is that it was pretty easily translatable despite me not speaking a lick of Spanish.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
It's like, okay, I get it.
It's like Duolingo.
Bad.
That
poor bird.
Right? What happened to the bird?
They murdered it. But they killed the bird.
It's back to life though.
Because of the outrage.
What was their plan?
I
just have a
could
dead
not
bird?
tell you. Why couldn't you just if you want to do the change of fucking logo, just change the logo. You don't have to create a story about a bird and then it's dead.
Right?
That's insane, guys.
Anyway, Grave Encounters.
Yeah.
When I watched this film, it I started watching it at about midnight. And I'll tell you.
Why did you do that to yourself, you know?
Well, yeah, I got off work, and the pills were kicking in, so I was like, oh, it's time to fucking go.
The pills, dude.
And then...
Just leave it like that.
They're THC pills.
Okay, it was funnier to imagine what pills would get you going at midnight.
All the baby aspirins.
Your blood pressure is great.
I was watching it, and the pills were kicking in, and all of a sudden, like, daylight savings time happened, and I couldn't find an hour of my time. Where did it go?
An hour just disappeared.
Like, I'm 13 minutes into this movie. Where did they go?
Which, as I was saying, is fitting for this movie, because when this movie kicks in, time just stops existing on purpose. Like, they call attention to it. It's going and going, but the sun never comes up, and you can't tell if it's like a day or three. Because I've seen this movie. It's been too long, so I've forgotten many things.
Exactly. So when they're only like a third into the movie and it's already like 5 a.m., I'm like, so the movie's over. What's happening?
Right?
I forgot that.
So did I.
The movie keeps going.
Yeah. The only thing I remembered about that section of the film was the fire escape not existing when they go up the stairs.
I forgot all about that because I was like, I don't even remember them being on the roof.
Yeah.
All right.
We got if you've ever seen Ghost Adventures, that's what that's what this is.
Oh,
it's Ghost Adventures, except Zach Baggins skipped a couple days at the gym.
And like it is. They literally shot for shot remade the intro.
Yeah, where Zach's talking about his childhood experience with ghosts in a graveyard, and it's literally the same.
It's so fucking good. He's like, "Hi, my name's Lance Preston."
When I was the cadence down perfect.
It's so good. It's him like walking through a grave. Oh, Jesus! I didn't put it together when I first watched it that they were literally making fun of Zach Baggins, and I pissed my pants. It was so good.
I'm pretty sure Ghost Adventures was like, it began airing like 1 to 2 years before this movie came out. So it was like brand new enough to be that funny still.
Good.
Interesting thing I learned also. There's a scene in this movie where hands and arms come out of a wall and ceiling.
Oh, yeah.
And
as they do.
I was like, oh, VHS. So I looked it up. VHS came out a year after this. So it's a total ripoff. But VHS does it better.
What about As Above, So Below?
That's like 2018.
Oh, fuck.
It was way down the road.
All right. Well, I guess
may even be later than that. I don't remember now.
I don't. When does it happen in VHS? I don't remember that.
The Halloween party that they go to, and it turns out they're just in a haunted house with Satan ritual.
I don't remember that.
It's one of the only good ones.
Is it the first one?
I think it's the last one.
Like the first VHS movie that we're talking about?
It's the first movie. Yeah.
And is it the one where they're trying to molest the demon?
No, that's the succubus one.
Okay.
That's the first like film in VHS.
Okay.
I think this is either the last or the second to last one. It's 3 guys. One of them's dressed like a pirate. They go to this house that there's supposed to be a Halloween party at.
Right.
And then they go upstairs into the fucking attic, and there's like a fuck demon.
Yes.
They're fucking for the demon or something.
As you do.
And then the house sort of fucking implodes like poltergeist.
That's right. Okay. That I do remember that.
The basement hallway, there's like a root cellar or something. The arms are coming out, and the arms in that look much more realistic than these oversized Hulk hands that are reaching out. Black Hulk, Bizarro Hulk.
There's a Black Hulk.
Hulk with venom.
It's just they all got those Hulk crusher fists for Christmas, and they're like, yeah, it's clobbering time. That's
clobbering
time. That's the thing. That's
amazing.
What's the Hulk say? Just Hulk smash, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, Hulk.
That's my secret cap. I'm always angry.
That's my secret cap.
I'm always horny.
I've got gangrene of the body.
The whole gang's green in here.
Oh, Christ.
Grave Encounters, though. Grave Encounters starts with a producer,
Jerry Hartfield,
who looks and dresses like he owns a nightclub and he tells his bouncers not to card.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair.
And I'll tell you, this is the part of the movie I hated the most, Because
Oh, but it's got to be here,
Because-
Jay. You need to have it.
when you look me in my face and go, oh, by the way, I want to make it clear, this footage is completely unedited, raw footage, and it's raw, and it's uncut, and we didn't do anything to produce it, and also it's raw. I go, no, it isn't. No, it isn't, because you had to say it to me 5 times.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Shut your mouth and let me believe it instead.
Jerry really puts his whole self into like his whole character just kind of goes to waste. He crumbles right there. If you're gonna lie within the first minute of your film, Jerry,
yeah. I better never see you again.
yeah, I don't trust another thing you're gonna say.
No. And I mean, you dress like a serpent. You dress like the devil sent you from hell to influence people.
and what you chose to do was lie in this
Like the
fucking-
devil.
this Oh boy, fucking yeah, this Jerry. So he's like, yeah, one day we got a tape. He's like, yeah, we produce a lot of reality shows, but one day we got a tape this guy, ghost hunting guy. And now this was before there was any other show where a guy was looking for ghosts.
Hilarious to say that when it was after.
Yeah, and then you just completely make fun of the
yeah.
guy you're saying.
Oh yeah. You wonder if he saw it and he was happy or sad, you know?
Oh, he probably livid.
I imagine-
I don't picture Zach Baggins to be cool about a lot of things.
I think if I could see him getting upset about who the actor they chose to play him. Because it's like, you couldn't have gotten somebody who at least lifts.
You couldn't have gotten somebody who resembles Chris Angel more.
You couldn't.
Where are the gigantic chains?
And black mascara and too many bracelets.
Nah, I picture Zach Baggins to be dumb. So he's like, Grave Encounters is a great film. I love it. The main character, best character there's ever been. You
Yeah,
know?
he would say that.
I feel like he's got that kind of attitude. That, or he'd just be like that Family Guy joke where they mention that one girl's name and she just says, calls for her lawyer and he's like over her shoulder. He's like, I'm suing.
I'm suing. Yeah. Or, yeah. Fucking Chris Angel. That's hilarious. What is it with black jackets and immediately you're Chris Angel?
I mean, it's not just the black jacket. It's the gigantic chain with
Yeah.
the huge medallion
Yeah,
of power.
Flavor Flav over here.
Who do you think you are, Zach Baggins?
He's the paranormal.
You got a hobbit ass name, motherfucker.
He
That's what I'm
sure
saying.
does. He sure does.
He's got the hobbit ass name. It's like that's you're right there in the Shire with that.
Yeah, stealing rings. You got 80 rings on.
Not any of them good.
It's just shitty rings.
Just fucking no rings of power.
I like that the one difference between this crew and the Ghost Adventures crew is that this crew has a woman for the sake of being progressive. And you know that she's into some witchy shit because she's got facial piercings.
Yep, and dark hair.
And when she's trying to look intense, she does the pouty OnlyFans face.
I hate the intense face that they all try and do.
That shot is so good, dude.
Oh.
You got the psychic in the back with his arms crossed. Like he's upset he forgot his Ed Hardy t-shirt at home.
They all have their arms crossed. And they're all like chin up.
Yeah. Coolness.
Flexing like, oh, we're going to fuck some ghosts.
I'm gonna fuck a ghost. So,
we got fucking Jerry being like, yeah, Lance Preston and friends investigating ghosts. Yeah, this was all done before this Ghost Adventures bullshit. Cut right to making fun of Zach Baggins. Basically to his face. You might as well slap his mother. You disrespectful
sent him a copy of
motherfuckers.
this movie and been like, hey, how'd we do?
This is your life, you piece of shit.
Thank fuck for the Rob Dyrdek MTV Cribs-esque I can't decide how zoomed into the face I want to be. Like, let's just fucking rack back and forth, in and
love
out,
it.
and for any monologue.
Oh, yeah, and just in between cuts, what are you doing with the camera in between cuts? Like,
We just put it on the ground and reset everything.
absolutely. Are we not just filming one long shot? Why? And because it would be like somebody talking, they stop talking, or there's a cut or whatever, and it's just fucking zoomed in, zoomed out, zoomed in, zoomed out,
And
tilting. What are we doing?
The chick, Sasha is her name. We got Lance, who's Zach Baggins, Sasha Houston, TC, who is the best character in the entire movie.
Smartest character.
Also that. And Sasha, who And I mean, you look at her and you go, she looks anemic, and she must be, because her footage is the shakiest shit I have ever seen.
Well, she just got all those facial piercings for the film.
What did I text you? Must be hard to film when you have Parkinson's.
It is. It's Jay. You should know.
I should,
because of all your experience working with the Parkinson's.
Deficient? With
Yes.
with the struggling?
Yes. The iron deficient. You do a lot of good work with them.
So invest in a Steadicam for your TV show is my piece of advice, you fucks. Because when I get vertigo when I'm watching it, because of how fucking scrambly and all over the place it is, and I'm trying to track shit with my eyes, you're not doing a good job.
No.
That doesn't bring anything to the table.
Well, it really gives you that we're making this at home vibe.
Yeah. The other thing that does that is when you cut to what's supposed to be old footage of mental patients, clearly shot with a current digital camera. This is supposed to be from the 60s, okay? This mental institution, according to the caretaker, shut right down in like 1963.
Oh my God.
So
yeah.
it would be film real footage instead of what we're presented with, which is just, it's got digital grain. And why, no matter how pasty white mental patients are, do they always have to have the blackest bags under their eyes that don't fit?
They don't sleep.
I've seen motherfuckers stay up for 3 days and not have eyes that look like that much of a raccoon's eyes.
Well, imagine staying up for 3 days every day of the year, because of all the screaming and the orderlies having to get gruff
And the ice picks.
Well, why doesn't every asylum footage? Why are there always orderlies getting gruff right there on camera? Are you not going to wait till they leave? They're filming. It's the first camera they've ever had. How do you not know it's behind you?
It's like they exclusively hire people for these places that hate anybody with a mental problem.
With a mental problem,
so how are you around people with mild to moderate mental deficiencies? Oh, fucking kill them! I'll kill them all. Oh, you'll fit right in. Perfect.
Oh, good Lord, keep that attitude.
Holy shit.
You're gonna do well on Fridays when we beat the shit.
That's the beat the shit out of them day of the week.
Thursdays. Oh, we just beat them till they're bloody.
And then Friday's the talent show.
Oh, Christ. How disrespectful of this fucking film, by the way. It'll be like, yeah, let's act like we belong in an insane asylum. Okay, yeah. So what's that? Rocking back and forth?
You rock back and forth and stare at TV static. That's all it's all they do.
Yep.
They certainly don't form thoughts or speak.
No, they're certainly not doing puzzles and playing board games.
Yeah. Nobody's on the piano in this one.
Yeah, nobody's Mozart level pianist.
Yeah.
Nah,
there have to be a couple geniuses in there.
There gotta be. There's
in every institution. There's a couple geniuses.
Yeah, because it's they round them up.
Especially back then.
This one's got autism. Get him in there.
Just go right in.
Especially him. And they're just and for some reason, just it's in a room where there is a piano. The piano was there first, and they're just fine. And then he just goes at it all day.
Yeah, he doesn't even stop to take his meds. But it's great ambience in here. I like on the topic of making fun of Zach Baggins and Ghost Adventures, all the behind the scenes in between where it cut the shit that's obviously going to be cut out later, when Kenny the caretaker shows up and he's walking him through and describing the things that he's seen and done. And there's a spot when they're at the stairs, at a balcony overlooking, and he just looks right into the camera and goes, "That's a crazy story."
He does that. Oh my God, he does that so many
Holy
fucking
fuck.
times.
And dude, that Zach does the same thing.
I tried to note it every time he fucking does it, because it's...
that Zach Baggins is out there doing pickup reaction shots for every interview that he has. 3 or 4 wild stuff.
And they're like, "Can I go?" No, hold on.
No, I'm not done talking about how this is evidence of the paranormal.
And Honestly, if you haven't seen the source material, if you've never watched literally Ghost Adventures,
that for the accuracy of the impression, but also any show where they go and try to find ghosts in a house.
yeah, like you don't.
Most Haunted, that British one, like that chick does it in there too.
Oh yeah, all of that. But I mean, like, you should probably just watch Ghost Adventures.
Throw
just
on one episode.
Just to literally any. Pick one.
Yeah.
Pick one. They're all the same. Every single. I could not.
The only
tell
thing
you,
that changes is the location.
Does it? So I don't know. I don't know. It's
Can you imagine they just shoot at 5 houses? They just changed the furniture.
It could be a fucking school gymnasium that they build a set in, and you would never fucking know because it's all dark night vision footage of specks floating around, and they go, well, that's something, obviously.
The only thing that sucks about the way this movie shakes out, kinda, you don't get to see the post-production like overtop narration, so at no point is Lance able to say just then, which is Zach's favorite thing to say on earth.
Oh my god, the only thing they didn't do enough of was shush each other. That's like the number 2 thing.
And Lance never asks anybody to get into the bathtub with him.
Holy
the paranormal
shit. So yeah, Jerry says that this is...
We're still on Jerry.
we have to be on Jerry because Jerry's like, this is the 6th episode. The show was great until we got to this.
Episode 6.
This is footage for episode 6.
Where are the other 2 6s? You know?
I do.
We saw it. It was shot on the 6th of June. It's 3 6s. Satan.
Ooh. I almost did the math in my head to see if June was the 6th month, but you already knew.
Yeah,
so
I did.
Obviously. Good job. Good job
Sure
there.
did.
Good
because
job.
I remember 6606.
Oh, fuck.
And everybody being like, it's the Devil's Day. Anyway.
You gotta get some new friends.
I was like 14. Satan was popping off.
Yeah.
You know?
He was the new cool thing.
That was the thing for 14-year-old angsty me.
God, I remember the good old days.
Yeah. Simpler times.
Yeah, you just have a shirt that says Satan on it and people are like, I get it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Most people had Ouija boards in their house.
Mm-hmm. It's a fucking child's game.
Yeah, well, if Fisher Price makes it, okay? So, yes.
Well, the rest of this movie is pretty much dumb, right?
Yeah,
right? That's done here?
I can sum up how this whole television production goes in one sentence, and it's a quote directly from Lance, which is, you put things in slow motion with music behind them, everything's creepy.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. You just did it. You just solved the puzzle.
So there's they film a whole intro to this episode.
Yeah.
They're at they're supposed to be at the Collingwood Psychiatric Hospital, and I think it's in Maine.
Sure.
Now I don't know if that's a real place. I did Google it. What I got was in Collingwood there is a psychiatric hospital. They're doing just fine.
Oh, it's good there?
They're caring for people. It seems like everybody's in good hands.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
It's certainly not one of the most terrifying locations that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But this is
But when we do the time lapse with the clouds though,
all right,
ominous.
Okay, it does get pretty spooky.
Ominous.
And then you got the death don't go in here because you're gonna die.
Death
on the door.
awaits right on the front door there with the chains. You got Kenny the caretaker, who, thank you guys. There are a couple things in this movie that really make it clear, and I don't know if it's deliberate or if it's like the Vicious brothers who are the directors. I'm gonna go off on a tangent here briefly.
Hold on, wait before you do.
Yeah,
this place is in British Columbia. That's all I was gonna say.
Okay, yeah. This is a Canadian movie.
Yeah.
The Vicious brothers are the Canadian Wachowskis, and they wanted really badly to be the Canadian Wachowskis. And if you wonder why I believe that, well, they made a little movie called Extraterrestrial.
Okay.
They have 3 movies under their belt. Okay, this, Grave Encounters 2.
Okay.
And Extraterrestrial, which is about alien abductions.
Okay.
In that movie, a woman gets abducted and wakes up in a pod and then looks around, and there are towers of pods with electricity and human beings, like when Neo wakes up in The Matrix.
They might as well have just become transgender, you know?
Exactly, and if you were to look them up, and feel free to do so at home, you would have some question as to whether or not they are.
And you know what? If you didn't know this, the brothers that made The Matrix are now the sisters that made The Matrix.
That's right. And that is also a shocking coincidence.
Yes.
Just going to leave that there.
Kind of wild, huh?
Kind of insane coincidence.
Well, anyway.
Yeah.
So we're here. We are at the Riverview Hospital, and God help me, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this. Coquitlam, British Columbia.
Perfect.
You could try to pronounce it better, but I defy you to. And
I think you have to be from there in order to pronounce it better.
Fucking Lance says that this fucking says... I don't know what he says because all I heard was lunatic laughter of the condemned who run the halls. I don't know what he's talking about. But, like, come on, man.
Damn rude.
That's fucking... Right outside?
Yeah.
You're gonna...
The ghosts are in there like, fuck you.
No wonder what happens to you happens to you.
Come in here and say that to my face.
Fucking disrespectful.
Anyway, I really... There are a couple... My original point was, there are a couple things in this movie that I don't know if it's rookie director shit or if it's on purpose because we're only 6 episodes deep into a brand new show and these people are kind of idiots when it comes to production. One of them... Let's just grab any piece of paper we find around on the floor to clean the fucking lens off the camera.
Yeah,
Holy
smudge the
fucking
shit out of that.
It's not even Kleenex. It's like straight up newspaper. The first time that Mike does it. Or Matt, rather.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which, yeah, Matt's in this movie, by the way, and he's dumb in this movie.
Yeah, it's me. Hi. My favorite character, I think, is probably the local historian who...
Yeah.
I wrote... I wrote Morgan Turner, local historian, and clearly unregistered sexual offender. Unregistered sexual offender, just going on looks, which is bad. Oh my god. Yeah, this is where they show the archival footage, and by archival we mean probably the same day.
Yeah, we shot this earlier.
And it's just people not being respectful on film.
You could have done better to just get footage of mental patients. You might as well have just done that from 1960. You could probably get some shit that would be unnerving.
I bet you there's some public domain stuff
that
looks pretty weird. I bet you could have went to like Goodwill and picked up one of those cameras and just like, filmed people.
Filmed them.
Filmed
some of them.
People.
But instead, because we know that goth bitch has fucking 6 tubes of mascara on deck. So let's just blacken up these eyes a little bit like they got punched in the face twice.
Yeah, we really want them to look insane.
Insanely beaten.
We want them to look like they're the lead singer of fuck, oh god, it's escaping me. Who's the dude?
There's so many, dude. Motionless in White.
I was just thinking
Mayhem. Dead from Mayhem.
Who does Fat of the Land? That's the album.
Prodigy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace as well.
They might as well just get him fucking up in here.
Yeah. Come play my game, I'll test you.
There's
psychosomatic addict insane, he would have fit right in.
Well, there's a gigantic tunnel right there. He could have filmed the music video right there.
Yeah, he could have. He could have been the fire starter in there.
Jesus.
It's a brick building, it wouldn't burn.
Anyway, so then we also talk about Arthur Friedkin.
Yeah.
Who is an experimental brain surgeon, and just...
He's Dr. Satan from House of a Thousand Corpses.
He's basically Dr. Satan. He could very well just be fucking Dr. Frankenstein from Frankenstein, the movie.
Any mad doctor who's getting into your brain. And picture that.
Yeah, and like, if he's underground, that also really adds to it.
For some reason, when you're doing the stuff that's like morally reprehensible to the mentally feeble, it's got to be underground. Well, in every movie, it's underground that you're doing that.
When you want to open up the human body, the best place to do that is in the drippiest, dustiest, dankest, moldiest, dirtiest, darkest, dungeonist, brickest, fucking most fucked up.
Rats.
Just rattiest, haunted ass, fucked up, dark tunnel location you can, and because like it's so hard to find down there.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna get lost anyway if they get out.
They're not gonna ever tell anybody what I've done here because if I don't kill them, the infection will.
And like if they do, like no.
No, I didn't.
You're gonna believe him?
Prove it. I've been above ground all day.
I don't even know what a tunnel is. You gonna believe the guy with the hole in his fucking head?
Yeah. This idiot.
This
This fucking numbskull.
Oh! Whoa!
Damn.
You can't say that.
So I don't. If you have more shit, I didn't have anything to say about the historian really.
Oh,
I went
God.
right to Kenny because he was much better. One of the things that indicates to me, because they put it in the movie, which was silly to me. They have to have during the interview Kenny saying, "I've never done this before, so what do you want me to do?"
Oh,
Like,
yeah, where do I look?
Why is there no coaching beforehand, before we start recording? Okay, it's an interview and this is how it's going to go, so just do this. That's like everybody would do that.
Yeah.
Why didn't you? Why did you just expect him? He caretakes a mental hospital that's been closed for decades. This
Why
is the first time he's seen another human being in like months, probably.
Why even include that in there? This is
Exactly.
this is an edited.
That's what I mean.
Sorry, this is not a movie. That was made very
Yes,
clear.
this is
But this
put
is-
together footage.
So why did we put that together?
Yeah, why'd we have that in there?
I didn't need it. I had the only thing I had to say was more about the fucking doctor, and it was the fact that like he's an experimental brain surgeon, which back then would have been great. It's like that's great PR for the hospital. We have an
experimental brain surgeon.
people.
In 1963, most brain surgeries are experimental.
I wrote people sending their ding dong family members to Dr. Friedkin, who's just gonna see what he can do about all that nonsense. He's gonna get under their hood and really poke around.
Yeah, literally with an ice pick.
He loved lobotomies. He did 140 of them.
That's a lot.
And then I wrote the lobotomy is the lazy man's brain surgery. And I get
That's true.
said, and then the patients that night they broke out, they killed him. That's the whole story.
Yeah, that's
and
what
it
you get.
doesn't matter to this fucking film.
No, it
And-
doesn't.
'cause,
Not
like,
a lick.
Right up until maybe the very end, but even if it didn't, it's still fine, you know?
Yep.
You could have not said any of this,
Sure could have.
because I'll tell you what, you didn't mention him for the rest of the film.
Until he comes back at the end to do business.
And frankly, you could have just not.
it could have been any doctor.
Yeah, it could have been literally.
Dress anyone like a
any
doctor. Fine,
doctor.
perfect.
It's a hospital. They're fucking everywhere.
Hospitals are usually full of them.
And yeah, then we got Lance talking to the. There's just a guy, and he's like, "Have you seen any ghosts?" He's like, "No."
Oh,
No,
the gardener?
No, I haven't.
The racistly Mexican gardener?
Well,
Who
what?
speaks enough English to get by and is more focused on getting back to leaf blowing than being in the interview at all.
Yeah, I love it. So like, all right, well, they give him $20, and what $20 buys them is, yeah, one time I saw a ghost over there,
It was scary.
and then just I'll look into the distance, waiting
yeah.
just waiting for it to be over.
He's doing his best impression of PTSD from seeing a ghost.
Oh my god.
Also, no question about it. Like, I saw a ghost over there.
Oh boy, crazy story.
Yeah. And that's the time when Lance goes, confirmed exterior evidence of the paranormal.
Oh yeah.
You prick.
When the town historian's like, yeah, when Dr. Friedkin died, that it was overshadowed by Babe Ruth's death.
They just leave
Wow,
that. They
crazy
just
story.
leave that. Why would you even? Who cares,
Yeah.
man?
Well, he needed to say "wow, crazy story" to something.
Yeah.
That they had to have him say it.
So, fucking, we go in with Kenny the caretaker, and the first thing Matt does is light up a fucking cigarette indoors, right in front of the caretaker.
Oh my!
Are you stupid?
Are you? You are.
The windows don't open in here except for one. So, like, there's no airflow. You're just destroying the building right in front of the guy who's managing it, whose job it is to manage
Oh
it.
yeah.
For
Oh yeah.
years.
And like,
What do you expect him to not be like? Can you not smoke in my fucking building, please?
where are you gonna put that out? Where what you're gonna put it out on isn't gonna catch fire?
Paper everywhere. Scattered papers, dust.
Fiberglass. Just
Sure. Phosphorus from lights breaking.
and like, I'll tell you who the real idiot is. It's the fucking caretaker for letting them in the building, because the dude lit up a smoke the second you walked in. You think he's gonna
Yeah.
not do it the second you turn around?
Yeah. And like, You could get away with it. Okay, maybe you'll put it out as he walks in, but nah, he ain't doing that. Obviously, keep an eye on that dickhead. No wonder the ghosts are pissed too. He just keeps smoking.
Yep. Hey, this is a hospital.
And I was like, if the ghosts have allegiance to anybody, okay, it's the caretaker, because they've let him come and go forever.
Yeah.
And the caretaker was like, don't smoke. You're disobeying the one guy that the ghosts give a shit about. Of course you're fucked.
I think the caretaker also, he didn't walk in there and go, the fucking laughter of the mentally insane. The nuttiest fruitcakes society has to offer.
Oh, fucking, yeah, 1963. It was lousy with psychos. Holy shit.
Oh, boy.
He takes them to the one window on, it's like the 3rd floor, all right? So I'm pissed. I'm pissed for about 5 reasons at this point. And he goes, yeah, I come around here sometimes, and this window is just open. Like someone's trying to get out. This guy's selling ghost sex so hard the whole time he's walking him through this place. Everything he says, I don't know, it was horrible. Anyway, it's just, I could have sworn that something was watching me. He's almost as bad as a psychic. The psychic's 10 times worse. Fuck, that psychic sucks.
Oh, boy, I love this. The psychic's hilarious.
But here's my issue, right? Lance, definite paranormal hotspot by this window. The 1963 window with the fucking shitty latch that's been there since 1963. One latch. And then, because it fails open, it's ghosts, definitely.
We gotta get a shot of that window opening. That's just
we definitely have to get a shot of the 50-year-old latch opening itself.
Yeah.
Because that never happens when there's a light breeze.
People at home are gonna love when a light breeze gently opens this latch.
Fuck.
And for the viewers at home, we've slowed down the footage and enhanced the audio so you could hear what we told you to hear.
A creak.
A creak and a ghost going, I'm opening the door. I'm opening the hatch.
Let's take a log off.
I am a ghost. Ooh. I fucking love that when they're just like, oh, I heard something. Let's play it back 1,000 times while we tell you exactly what we heard.
Yeah, that's the best thing. So that I'm conditioned now to hear and see exactly what you heard and saw.
Like a trick?
Yeah.
Like a parlor trick?
Like a magic trick.
Like a lie?
David?
Like is it gaslighting?
Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is. Gaslit.
I'm still learning what gaslighting is. What?
It's basically that.
I'm this close to understanding that the dinosaurs couldn't talk.
I can sum up gaslighting in one sentence for you. You're misremembering.
Oh, fuck you.
That's all it is. While they're walking around, right, and I can't keep track of who's supposed to be fucking this chick, because she gets touched by everybody. But while they're walking around with the caretaker, Matt specifically is taking every opportunity to put his hand on the small of her back. Like, and they're walking into rooms, yeah, hey, and shit. Just a weird thing I noticed. That's all.
Oh, I noticed it too, but like, it doesn't surprise me. It's a woman.
Yeah, nearby,
and there's men. So, like, I'm surprised the caretaker didn't try and get in there. You know?
What I absolutely hate, is that how right you are. Because I work at trades.
Oh, yeah.
On construction sites. If there's a chick, the ongoing joke already is that on the 1 to 10 point scale, a chick in trades automatically gets 3 points, whereas if you were to see her at a grocery store, she would lose 3. Because there are so few. Everybody immediately becomes a 5 minimum.
Let's see.
So sometimes you get to hear people say things like, yeah, she's trades hot.
Which
is rude.
Yeah. Yeah, that's rude. That's fucking...
That's what that is.
Well...
She's a job site 7.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes. Well, on that unsavory note...
Mm-hmm. At least this chick's actually hot.
I mean... in the film... like...
She's a horror movie 7. Fuck.
Fucking take the dark hair off and those fake piercings that are definitely not real, because no actress would ever have that.
Yeah.
She's probably just a plain-looking person.
She's probably plain
TBH.
Jane. So the caretaker takes him into a room with I called it the Scribbler's room, and it's just he's written his life story on the fucking walls like Anne Frank in an attic.
And then everybody's like, "A patient did this? Are you?
You're telling me
this?
somebody wrote?
Somebody insane wrote on the? Really? Are you sure?
Well, we're not going to give them paper. They'll cut themselves.
I don't Yeah, they find it very hard to believe. If we're very hard to believe.
Yeah. Tough for me to fathom an insane person doing something insane.
Oh, he literally says it's hard to believe that this place housed thousands of insane people, and the caretaker's like, yeah, there were thousands.
There were thousands. Oh, that's part of the thing that pissed me off. That's part of a scene that pissed me off too, because it's them out for it's Lance and Kenny, the caretaker, in the front of the group walking while they're having this conversation, and then Sasha just opens her big fucking mouth. She's just filming. Okay, so now that footage is unusable. Good job.
Yep.
How about tell your cameraman to stop talking while you're talking?
But this is only our 6th episode,
Yeah,
Jay.
that's another one. There's another
we're
one.
learning.
Fuckers. The Scribbler's room, I paused a bunch because I was trying to read the writing. And it was a lot of what you would expect from somebody who believes in the devil. Pretty boilerplate. Fucking demons inside me. Demons you'll find shit. One thing I wrote down, though, that was on the wall was, leave it to the guy with one arm. I'm sorry, what?
Well?
Who's that?
I guess he'd be the guy writing on the wall?
He's a lefty.
There was something about like demons in the wall as well.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed.
Demons
and then
in my
like
mind, demons I can see, demons you will find, or some poem.
All the arms came out of the wall, and I was like, oh, there they are.
Hey,
there
okay.
they are, right there. All the demons.
Well, you should have taken that whole poem as foreshadowing. It's like, yeah, stick around. You're gonna see some shit.
Well, yeah, because the next room he brings them to has a bathtub full of blood stains.
Very interesting to me that nobody's cleaned the tub.
Yeah,
where the woman killed herself in it.
Leave it there.
We'll just leave it.
Leave it in the fucking tipped over dirty tub room where there's just tubs.
In the dead center of that room too,
where
there's no water to it.
Where the room where all the crackheads came in and dragged every tub into because they're on crack.
Yeah, it's comfier than the floor probably.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, someone slit their wrists right there in the tub. Oh, you mean the one? Yeah.
Oh, that's the wrist slitting tub.
This
I
one
can
right
see
here.
it from here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You didn't have to point that out to me. I could have guessed what happened in this goddamn tub.
That's why they put it in the middle so that you could find it when it was time.
And then like, don't ever use this tub. This is just a reminder. This is a single-use tub. You're gonna use it once and never again. Don't you dare slit your wrists in this tub because this is what happens. Stains.
Fucking. What does that say? I can't even read my own. Fucking. Oh, it just says suicide tub. So
yep,
that's cool.
I wrote the crew has a surprising amount of questions or disbelief about the mentally unwell person writing on the wall.
Yeah, that.
And
let's be honest. It's very believable that somebody would kill themselves in a mental institution.
It's quite believable
it's
because
like one of the top 3 things they do. Writing on the wall is 2, honestly.
And to be honest, number 1 is anything
shit related. Probably.
They're unpredictable.
Yeah.
They'll literally do anything.
Yeah.
So
crazy people are real wild cards.
It's hard to be surprised. Like, oh, a crazy guy put his poo on the fan up there and spun it around, and that's why there's shit so high up we can't reach it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That makes sense.
How did he get it up there?
Yeah,
he built a ladder out of poo.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, well, what happened to the ladder?
You ever hear that riddle about the guy who he's dead in the middle of the floor and there's nothing but a pool of water around him? It's kind of like that. It melted.
Poo floor is what we're trying to say. That's the smell. That's what's covering up the pee. Oh Christ. Fucking. What do we interview?
We
Gary Crawford. Who the fuck was Gary Crawford?
He was.
I just wrote down interviewing Gary Crawford.
Before we do that, we gotta talk about the fact that the most excited Kenny the caretaker was during this walkthrough was when right after the writing room. Okay, now we're going into the service tunnels, which is like Okay, you walk us through with this horribly ominous and frightening story for everywhere that you stop, and then you bring us down into the tunnels to kill us. That's what I thought.
Basically.
That was I bet you if there were no cameras, we'd be dead.
Thank God we're filming a
Kenny, the caretaker of the mental institution. This movie could have gone a very different way.
I would have preferred it.
A little bit. Like, yes, still ghosts, but then also in the tunnels is Kenny, and that's the answer. He's in the smock.
Yeah, we don't go down.
Instead of this fucking Dr. Fritzl, which, thanks for giving him a German name, of course you did. And it's the 60s, which means he's a defected Nazi. Of course.
Of course. Now, how about Dr. Fritzl is the fucking caretaker? Why don't we make that a thing?
That would have been great.
Instead, yeah, you got regular old named Kenny down there. Just, my name's Kenny.
Looking like Bob Ross and shit.
Yeah.
Looking like Bob Ross if he had aged. If he had the opportunity to age.
All right. So, yeah, fucking Gary Crawford. He's the guy who did renovations in 1993. And guess what? Some stuff happened.
I gotta be honest, okay?
Some stuff that, who cares?
You gave him a light blue windbreaker and a beer gut. And then less tact than would be required to know by default that you shouldn't swear on a TV show. That's the most accurate depiction of a blue-collar worker that I've ever seen in a horror movie.
I had no questions. I was like, yes.
I was like, did you actually hire somebody who works on houses?
No, yeah, he was walking by.
This is a job site foreman.
They just stopped a work van outside.
Probably.
Come say shit on camera.
Yeah.
Please.
He said shit canned, and then, like, and the wishy-washiness, because he's like, I could have sworn the guy, he was working on the ladder and he fell off, banged up his knee. That's the most job site sentence I've ever fucking heard. And then he quit because he swears he was pushed. And the guy's still like, I don't know, though, if it's a ghost. Mm-hmm. Because I can't touch it with my hands. That's the most important thing to me.
Very tactile.
Fucking residential.
Touching is believing.
Residential construction.
He
should have had a hard hat, like, under his arm. That would have completed it.
He should have been hooting and hollering at a lady.
Yeah.
He should have just been uncontrollably hooting.
I fucking Sasha the whole time.
Just, woo! Lady! Nice camera work, girl! Yeah, you look like a bitch.
Come on!
You look scary.
That's what we call negging.
Oh, God. They fucking stopped this interview like midway through to explain things.
Let me read what I wrote about it.
Okay.
Cut rate Zach Baggins, whose favorite band is probably Motley Crue, takes a moment to explain the difference between residual and intelligent hauntings like we give a fuck. Just show a ghost.
So, like, my question is...
You're making up shit, and you gotta pause everything to make up even more shit.
You're making up the shit. Are you making up this shit every fucking episode?
Probably.
Because this seems like episode 1 bullshit.
Yeah, this is an explanation that should have already happened.
And they make, like, Matt go through all of the gear, and he has to explain every piece. Like, every episode... Come on, I've seen 6 of your episodes. I know what an EMF reader does. I don't know why you have a Geiger counter.
For radioactivity, you know? We're Chernobyl adjacent in BC.
It's in case they come across any works of H.R. Geiger. They want to keep track of that shit.
Hey, does that drawing of an alien on the wall suspiciously look like a penis and vagina? All right, we're in the right place.
There better not be a hermaphrodite drawing of a penis and a vagina.
Something metallic. It better not be getting sucked off when I turn this corner.
There better not be a German man in there being a pervert. Being an artsy pervert. There better not be.
An artsy pervert.
There better not be one xenomorph with a dick-ass head in there. Fucking around.
Oh, shit. Anytime, if I ever become a paranormal investigator, I'm just going to yell shit like that all night.
Oh, God. Ghosts hate it when you fucking spit in there.
In their fucking shithole mansion. Fuck you, ghosts.
God, it doesn't... Oh, fucking Zach. Doesn't he do that
I'm
right
not
on the
gonna
show?
be satisfied until I see Mr. fucking Simpson and his dead fucking whore daughter tap dancing through this house.
Oh, fuck.
A fucking little ghost girl without a head.
Everybody go watch Kenny versus. Go watch that episode
Go watch,
of Kenny versus
that's,
Spenny.
I don't know if you'll agree, but that is, in my opinion, the best episode of Kenny versus Spenny.
It's one of the most memorable, easily.
Fair.
The only other one I can think of off the top of my head is the one, I don't even know what it is, but it's the one where Kenny goes to the edge of a cliff and contemplates killing himself.
Spenny does that.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah.
That's Qigong.
Which one was that?
Qigong is how much weight can you lift with your dick and balls.
Oh.
And then he has a depressive episode and he quits the show. So that's the one with Toronto Xanta, and he's just doing push-ups the whole time.
Okay. I think Toronto Xanta's got
Toronto Xanta got banned from performing.
I think he's on a list.
Oh.
Maybe he might be.
Well, he's got a kid.
I don't want to say he is, but I thought that was why he got banned.
I think it was because he was in his underwear a lot.
Hey, that'll do it.
Showing off his muscles and shit.
There's a fine line between just being in your underwear and showing off your muscle.
There's one muscle you should never show off in public.
And when you're in your underwear, it shows off.
It's hard not to, yeah. It's out.
Yeah.
It's a little in, but it's out, okay? The fabric's thin.
If you're not wearing a jock strap,
yeah,
I can see enough of it.
Yeah. And, if you are wearing a jock strap, I can still see right down Main Street if you're facing away from me. So, I'm good.
Yeah. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't out there for being in your underwear in public.
Stuck between a cock and a hard place, you know?
Toronto Xanta just wishes he was the naked cowboy, that's all.
I think he wishes he could support himself on push-ups in the street.
That'd be a job. That'd be a fucking crazy job. Anyway, yeah.
Who are these two strangers and where did they come from? How did two fucking just 20-year-olds who were there in high school and saw a ghost, first of all, know a TV show was shooting, know to come in at what time, and then have that story just lined up on deck? But then tell it as if it's hard to remember. Pick one.
Well, I'll tell you what, these two seem like they might have already been in the building.
They're just hanging out. Yeah, we used to come here and make out or whatever. It's the or whatever.
Because the or whatever is heroin.
It's first of all the or whatever, and secondly the fact that the woman in this couple didn't want her face on camera.
Yeah.
Because they blur it in post.
Because she's probably on probation.
For what? Possession?
Yeah. That. What else do you do there?
That's true.
You're there to do heroin in private.
That's quite true.
Because nobody goes in there because they're afraid of people who are probably doing heroin. So that's the perfect place to do heroin.
Anyway, they come out of nowhere for a fucking story that means nothing and actually raises more questions than it answers.
One time, we were just mouth fucking each other.
Minimum.
And I had my hand on the down the pants, but on the outside of the underwear.
Yeah, I was feeling around for the lump.
I was slow rolling it. This finger blast. I wasn't going to pull the trigger right away, but there was going to be a blast.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that.
I'm going to blast off.
When I looked over, now fingers still at 10 and 2 there. Yeah. I looked over.
On the cusp. At 10 and 2, dude.
Spreading it.
At 10 and 2.
You're spreading it when you're at 10 and 2. When you're at noon, we all know what happens at noon.
So I was down there checking the blind spots, if you
will. 6 o'clock. Well, that's dinner time. Anyway, I looked over and I fucking saw a guy. And he was there. Full spectral apparition.
Mm-hmm. Just call it whatever. Yep. Call whatever you want, man.
Just stop the conversation to look in the camera.
Yeah.
And have the final say. He always does that. Even
with the psychic later on is interrupting him in the middle of him trying to set something up. He's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, oh my God.
It's my time.
We totally glossed over when they walk up to the door and it says death awaits. He leans up on it and he says, well, I guess we'll see.
Fuck.
And he does that, totally cutting off the caretaker saying something.
Yup.
It's so good.
Fucking dude steamrolls over everything. Fucking yeah. So this is when Houston the psychic shows up.
Houston
the psychic, looking like if Steven Tyler never kicked heroin. The dude's got an Aerosmith mouth for days.
I said he looked like a forgotten chili pepper.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
He's basically got an Anthony Kiedis haircut, but a fucking
Steve Tyler mouth, man.
A Steve Tyler or maybe Mick Jagger.
Or Mick Jagger, yeah. Dude, these big mouth rock and roll fucks. fucking huge mouths on them.
Oh, fuck.
I'm not even British. So he's got to have like this badass intro where he steps single-footed out of the car and then just stands and stares at the place. And sort of like, because he does look like a heroin addict, an active heroin addict. To your point, should have had a line in there where he's like, ah, yes, perfect.
This reminds me of when we did Under the Bridge.
This reminds me of where I was yesterday.
This is scar tissue all over again. Right, Anthony Kiedis? And he's
Lance,
like,
you sure are a sarcastic Mr. Know-It-All.
Fucking, yeah. This guy, is this where they all do their cheesy tough guy, like...
Yeah.
The slow zoom in, like...
And the explanation of the unnecessary camera equipment while Matt is actively smoking still.
Hey, you gotta.
The dude's chain... They're locked in here for 8 hours. When Kenny leaves, he actually locks the door. Are you fucking kidding me? First of all, it's a massive safety hazard.
It
You're
is.
shooting television, so there's some oversight. Secondly, why? You're not getting a shot from outside. You're in. You don't need to prove that the door is locked. You've already lied 15 times.
You just
say it is, man.
Just film him locking the door and then don't film him unlocking it right away.
All right, Kenny, we got the shot. Cool, I'll take my chain and leave. Like,
yeah, please do take your chain. I would hate for your chain to go missing. This is British Columbia.
Yeah, and it's outside on the ground next to an abandoned hospital. That's where teens love to go and steal chains.
Crackheads they're going to have off with your chain and, well, will be one dead crackhead in the morning. That's for sure. Give a crackhead a chain and justice will be served.
Again.
That's what they say.
Fuck.
All right, yeah, so fucking, I wrote cross arms. It's time to have a grave encounter.
Yeah.
Or it's time to have some grave encounters.
I'm going to squint and stick my lips out for this one.
Fucking pouty tough guy.
And cross arms McGee.
Immediately we're trying to communicate with spirits.
Okay.
Hey ghosts, don't be afraid.
I don't think that's the concern. I don't think the ghost being too afraid to speak is the worry.
Yeah, no.
It shouldn't be anyway. I don't like that in every found footage movie that has static cameras that are unmanned, we have to have a clip of somebody setting up every single one. We have to have a close-up of their face in the fucking camera while they're setting it up. Mm-hmm. And then they go, okay, that's good.
All right, moving right along. And
this is creepy. I'm getting out of here.
Turn around and scratch my ass.
That's the other, yeah.
I farted. I hope the mic didn't pick that up.
And then, long shot him walking down the corridor away from the kid. Like, I get it. Somebody had to do that.
Yeah, what is this, Survivor Man?
Holy shit.
We get it. He had to set the camera up and then walk away from it.
Yeah, to return out, to go elsewhere. That's how movement works?
Yeah.
It's unnecessary.
What they didn't show is him going back to pick it up. And this right here is going back to pick up the camera on Survivor Man. We don't need it.
No, we're good. Lance says all the windows are barred. No, they aren't. The only barred windows are on the main floor. Guess what? You get stuck in the building? Jump. That is how Ted Bundy escaped prison.
Oh, no.
And he was just fine.
What's
a couple stories between friends? Just open the window that opens itself and jump.
That's real?
Put on your... Yeah.
They only barred... Because, my whole thing was this...
Either that or... Okay, it's either third or fourth floor up. Regardless, those windows don't have any fucking bars on them.
I thought they were just kind of saying that because I was like, yeah, the windows are barred on the first floor. That makes sense. Bar all of the windows because people are going to jump out.
100, yep. 100.
You're storing these nuts all throughout the building, not just on the first floor.
You're storing these mixed nuts.
These assaulted nuts.
We've created a container of mixed nuts. That's what I call a mental institution. Oh, by the way, do you have 2 sentences or less for grave encounters? Because I do.
Oh, do you? What are your 2 sentences or less? Because I'll make mine up right on the spot here.
Cube 4. Mental institution.
Well, it's not going to be better than that.
Later on in the movie, the hallways keep changing and doors appear and disappear like Cube.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
Yours is the best. I've got nothing that isn't just Zach Baggins in a... handling the mixed nuts.
Well,
I got nothing.
Honestly, it was really hard for me to refrain from using a slur in my notes.
Well, thank you for not using one because slurs are used in this film. Hey,
yeah, oh, they are. If a couple of them really are.
If you don't like slurs,
yeah,
toward our psychic pal here,
yeah,
Houston.
He's
He's
got those DSLs, so I get it.
I don't know.
You could make the assumption.
What's a DSL?
A dick sucking lip.
And we don't even have to say like what slur it is now. That
Houston's got DSLs, and surprise, surprise, the one black character says a slur against him. Okay,
he says a couple.
A couple, yeah.
He says the bad
one. He says the bad one in the slew.
Oh yeah, yeah. He starts right at the top. he So we're fucking walking down this goddamn we're just yelling at ghosts, just saying show yourself, walking down hallways. That's the movie.
It is.
For about 20 minutes this movie is walking down hallways going show yourself.
It's a little, not even a little. It's a moderate too much just walking down hallways in a hospital that are empty.
Mm-hmm. I
get it, because you have to have some of that. You don't have to have half a movie of it. You could have cut out 20 minutes of it. Probably.
You really could have. There's like I'm watching this. I have a brief, like, this isn't my first rodeo when it comes to ghost stuff. Like, you didn't need to include all of the explanations.
Yeah.
However, I get why you did, because Zach Baggins is a douchebag and he would have.
Lance's name, okay, from now on is Douche Baggins.
Douche Baggins. I love it.
There it is.
All right.
That's better than the one I was going to call him with the slur in it.
Yeah, don't say that. Don't say that one. Fucking.
So they're locked in this institution for 8 hours. Okay,
Yeah.
First of all, 8-hour DV tape? Nope.
Nah.
Nope.
Nah.
3 to 4.
Well, he says he's got to dump footage, so they must have memory cards.
To the computer, I think, is where he means, but the guy in the production thing said DV tape.
He did. And then later on, he's like, yeah, let me dump this footage.
And the glitch effects they use are DV tape exclusive. That green with the pixelation.
So why was he going to sit there and transfer DV tape to digital?
I can only imagine to free up the tape space, right? But he never does it.
And that's also a process that is like a one-to-one. You got to sit there and watch it.
That's right.
It's not an instantaneous drag and drop.
And another thing they don't do enough in this movie is look through their own footage. They do it maybe twice.
They don't look at a fucking that's sorry. Later on they don't look at some things.
Also,
and it's hilarious that they don't.
8-hour battery life? You're fucking out to lunch. You must be starving around noon.
Oh my god.
Because you're out to lunch on that. Try 45 fucking minutes, dude.
Of continuous recording?
Yeah, and then you gotta put it down and plug it in.
Oh, and you have the night vision on? Let's say maybe half hour.
Night vision and the light? Forget it, dude. 20 minutes.
Why did you even bring the camera in here? Why are we even bothering?
And like, fuck, it's 2011, dude. Who was shooting on DV in 2011? For TV? I don't think so.
No. No. Fucking.
Maybe Bam Margera.
Maybe.
Like that, honestly.
And at that point, I think we're just reusing his old skate footage.
Yeah.
It's not even new stuff.
Why is it that when we do EVP recordings, it's on the scratchiest, overused cassette, and I can't even make out the English words in it? Because every movie ever.
Where do you get a new tape?
Why are you recording EVP on cassette tape?
Well, they don't have the memory cards. There's no
this
digital.
Is such a low budget production. We can't afford a spare. I called my grandma and got the tape she used to record her fucking job interview practice in 1948.
Please don't record over. I got a Meatloaf mix on one side.
That I recorded off the radio.
Yeah, of course I did. Of course. That's where else? You think I'm gonna go buy that? Maybe if a friend had it, I would get that
Meatloaf and Supertramp.
I cannot believe.
And Boston's More Than a Feeling.
Like, how the fuck was Metallica so upset about Kazaa stealing their music?
Napster.
That's right. It was Napster.
But Napster was the lawsuit.
How was that the concern when they manufactured tape cassette players that had dual tapes that allowed you to put a tape in one, a tape in the other that's blank, hit play and hit record, and then walk away.
Fuck yeah. Piracy. Right in the front, the comfort of your own
It's right there.
Yeah.
Well, Napster was
Look at
Napster was nothing.
No. Fewer people were using Napster than they were buying shit out of someone's trunk in an alley.
Oh, yeah.
That was way more common.
Hell yeah, because that could have been anything, man. This is a rare recording of...
Could be pornos. Could be
of
snuff.
It's Lars Ulrich coming and shitting. Side A is one thing. Side B is the other.
B for bowel movement.
B for Baga! There it is!
Ew!
I imagine that's how Lars Ulrich... Is he British?
No.
Okay, good.
They're all American.
Perfect.
He also still can't drum. It's great. Because there's some kind of a monster documentary. You can see him. He's fucking up time, like, a lot. And I think a lot of people sort of thought that was a one-off, like he was struggling, he was having a rough time there. Because part of that documentary is their, like, internal struggles with each other and shit. So it's like, yeah, he gets a little bit of a pass for drumming shitty for Saint Anger because he didn't even like the album to begin with, I don't think. Regardless, I keep getting videos still of him playing live and just fucking up. Just all the time.
I think Metallica fans are usually they're probably too drunk to know.
Yeah. Mediocre drummer at best. You're really there for James. Let's everybody be honest. You're there for James and his guitar. Okay?
That's fair.
And his overalls and his half a biker.
He could maybe fit in on Sons of Anarchy. Not as a main character. Nah.
He's a Hell's Familiar.
Oh, Christ. So we are, where the fuck are we?
We're doing the psychic walk around where he's very obviously lying, and then just in case there was any question as to whether or not he's lying, we're going to extend the shot to where he laughs about the lie he just told.
I love it.
I definitely feel an energy in this room, especially by this bathtub where a woman definitely killed herself by slitting her wrists.
Thanks for telling me that beforehand, guys.
30 seconds before I said it out loud just now.
I'm sensing a bloodbath in the room. Are you here, Bloody Mary?
Specifically, Elizabeth Bloodbathery?
Ooh. While they're doing this, he's like, all right, time for some spirit photography. I'm going to take these pictures, and if there's any ghosts, we'll know later when it matters most.
But you'll know now because we're going to show them on screen.
Yeah, let's not look at the photos. There's only 1 million ghosts.
So he goes...
Every photo has 1 million ghosts in it.
That's 100% right. And he goes... It must not have a viewfinder. It doesn't have the playback. Because it's got to be film reel. Because it's got to be just film camera. Because he says they have to be developed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because if they saw what was on that fucking picture, they'd go... Oh boy! And
let's leave.
There would be a Flintstone style, like trying to get traction as your feet become a turning wheel of feet and wind.
And you disappear stage right, and your shoes stay behind.
Oh yeah, and then
the air.
When your friend can't get traction, you reach back and you grab them and you yank them off frame.
Yeah.
And then their hat spins.
And
then they reach back and grab their hat. That's how scary it is.
Yeah, and a cloud of dust.
If only they would have saw.
A tiny puff of dust.
There's that, and then, again, this is the guy's like, I love Grave Encounters. This is a great show until this episode. Why are you making it seem shitty by including them being like, haha, good lie, high five?
How about the fact that, yeah, you're raising a good point here. That guy really had the choice between, because he was in control of how that got edited.
Yeah.
You could have had you could have paid respect to the dead here.
You could have.
By making a good episode of the show with real ghost footage. Because you have it.
Yep.
And instead you chose to just make them all look as shitty as possible.
You sure did.
And they're dead.
And it's a good job.
Rude.
This is how we're going to remember them.
Unbelievably rude.
Oh, yeah. So Lance gets right in the blood tub, obviously,
yeah, he does.
as you should.
You know what's fucking funny? What's this line say that I wrote in my notes? Zach sits right in the blood tub.
You might as well have.
Well, The fucking psychic keeps writing checks that the production can't cash, and this is it's been like on actual shows like this, it's a thing too, where they walk in, I can sense many spirits around us. Yeah, dude, but if I don't see one, you just got my hopes up for nothing.
Oh, yeah.
So shut up.
Yeah, he's there just to, like, assure people there are ghosts.
I promise they're here.
I'm the only one who can tell you that they're...
Stinky Pinky swear they're here.
Yep, I feel that. That's ghosts.
Yeah, finger-licking good ghosts.
Ghosts on the breeze. We got Matt back at HQ just hearing sounds.
Yeah.
And being annoyed. Also having the Geiger counter out.
Just having it out.
You know?
And you know what, though? It's reading, which is like, I guess he's sitting at a computer with equipment, so there could be that.
Could
be. Fine.
But if, like...
An EMF reader would have been smarter.
Well, yeah.
Smarter than a Geiger counter.
What good is this Geiger counter doing anybody?
I'm Lance Preston, and for Grave Encounters this episode, we're at Chernobyl. So while Matt's using a Geiger counter to measure radioactivity of his own camera equipment, TC, again... the best character in the film, is on a solo hallway narration mission where he just says the funniest shit ever. And I would watch a movie of just him doing this. He's walking around, Checkers of the Dead. King me.
Yeah. Kitchen of the Dead?
Cook my dinner, bitch. Is what he says verbatim. There's a door with a hole in it. He just goes, glory hole.
For who?
Yeah, exactly.
Just probably his pal who edits.
This
is like it's gonna make him laugh.
Just like fucking laughing about that, and that's just great for me.
Holy shit!
And then he gets a phone call in front of a wheelchair, and it's his daughter.
Oh yeah, right.
And in a different movie, this would be foreshadowing, like the daughter sensing that he's in trouble or he's in danger or something, and that's why she can't sleep and she's afraid of monsters in the bed. However, in this movie, it's just poorly timed for him. Because the wheelchair moves behind him right after he said he'd fuck any monster up he sees around.
Oh, I didn't put that together. Yeah,
that's... And monsters, they wouldn't come to our house because, Daddy'd take care of them. And then the wheelchair moves like the ghost's like, yeah, bet.
You're lucky I'm actually handicapped as a ghost, too. Fucking roll up out of this shit.
That's why he gets pushed down the stairs. The ghost is pissed that he can't use them.
Top of the stairs. I just got here taking the slow ass elevator.
That fucking elevator sucks.
Oh my god. There's that. They go down into the.
Also, that means phones work. Also,
right.
That means phones work. He takes a call from
shit.
his fucking daughter on the second floor. That means phones work.
Well, this is like.
And then later on, phones stop working. Fuck you.
This is before all the spooky stuff. This is like the start of the spooky stuff. So.
Oh, they're gaining power.
Yeah, the ghosts use cell phone 5Gs to.
I'm on H in this building.
It's fucking Pulse.
It's Pulse. Yeah, that's the static TV from the footage. He goes into a bathroom and the door slams shut on him, and that's all it takes for him to be like, "Okay, fuck this, fuck all this."
Yeah.
Fuck this. Just kidding. I don't want to do this.
And fucking Lance gets pissed that because he calls everybody in and is like, this door slammed. See how heavy it is?
Yeah.
And then Lance is like, all right.
It's like pulling teeth, getting him to watch the footage back, and then everybody's like, oh shit, you were right, huh? It did slam.
And then so he tries to get the ghost to do it again to no effect.
Yeah.
And he gets pissed.
I think the ghosts are just like, yeah, fuck this guy specifically. We're gonna dick around everywhere else, but nah. I like him frustrated.
And I mean, it's for the best. Makes for good TV.
Because Sasha do EVP right after that, and she gets her hair tugged.
Yeah.
The ghost knows what it wants.
He's like, why would anything happen to me? I saw a ghost when I was a kid, and I've been trying to.
He does that sheepish foot kick.
Yeah. I was here the whole time.
It's bullshit.
Oh yeah, then he's like, play with my hair.
He does say
manipulate
that.
my hair.
Manipulate?
He says the word manipulate, and like, dude, what hair? You've got a very short haircut. What do you expect a ghost to do with that?
Later on, TC's like, I don't want a ghost fucking around with my hair, and the psychic dude's like, you don't even fucking have any. You kind of can't hear it because like Lance is yelling in the background, but that totally is what he says.
Well, then I guess he kind of that's what TC says is. I mean, it's not justified, but that's probably why.
Yeah. No, he took it he took it one step further. TC.
Oh yeah. So we go down in the tunnels because that's where the psychic picks up on many energies.
Right.
It's like hearing a lot of sounds all at once. And then they hear a sound. And they follow that sound.
Mm-hmm.
And what do they find?
Rats!
Rats!
It's Ratatouille up in these tunnels.
I literally wrote Ratatouille.
And yeah, of course it is. It's a derelict building for decades. There's going to be worse than rats. You should be thankful they were a relatively decent size.
Yeah, they were small. Like,
I'm honestly surprised that they didn't just like chuck a crackhead into the movie.
I'm
like
surprised,
they just open a door and there's a dude.
Surprised the rats just weren't fucking. Seems like a place where rats would be fucking.
There's nothing else to do down there. Fucking amble around the dark. That's it.
You could tell, like, I don't know how ballsy rats really are, but I feel like if they were like real wild rats, they just would have taken off the second they saw people instead of just
light
hanging around.
Also, where are the
be
cockroaches
seen.
on that note?
Where are the Well,
there
not.
definitely would at least be some house centipedes in here.
Where's the mold? Where are the masks for all the mildew?
Yeah.
You're in the old dirty stone underground basement ass tunnel, dripping, rats down there pissing.
You're just huffing that in.
You're gonna get the hantavirus. That's just that
norovirus, for fuck's sake.
somebody died from that recently. Who was it? Gene Hackman's wife.
Oh.
And then he died.
Oh,
But
I thought that was CO2 like Weird Al's parents.
She died from hantavirus.
Shit.
And like was dead for days. And like was like
Just like in the house?
yeah, like mummified with
Well, that's
him.
weird.
With him just being alive.
Gene, what are you doing, man?
Well, I don't know, but he died too. So I don't know. Crazy stuff.
Stop kissing her after she's dead.
Yeah, 95-year-olds shouldn't be left on their own because
That's accurate.
This is what happens.
Yeah, you end up with a fucking Dick Van Dyke scenario, and you know, he disappeared one day, right? And then he was found on the side of the road in his car, completely disoriented, like he had he went on a dementia trip.
I thought it was because he had 2 swears in his name. And I was like, that's the situation he's in.
Yeah, 2 swears in a car.
Uh,
I'll say this about found footage horror movies where people are looking for ghosts in a house. They are never happy when they find them.
they're never happy when they find rats.
They're
either.
never prepared for when there's an actual ghost. It scares the shit out of them. It's like if I go to Auschwitz, right? I'm not gonna go, a gas chamber. No, it's there. That's where they are.
You
I went there to see them.
Yeah, you don't go to. It's
Part of it.
I mean,
It's part of it.
It's not like.
I didn't go there to see them and be excited.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I went there to see them.
I would hope you're not wearing a T-shirt that's like gas chambers #1. You know, like I would hope that you're like there to remember
I'm the gas chamber's
atrocities.
#1 fan.
You know, never forget the atrocities. Here's
right.
the chambers in which
Yeah.
the atrocities atrocities.
But I'm certainly not gonna jump.
Oh yeah, they're not sneaking up on you.
Yeah.
They're well marked.
I'm not gonna walk into a room and see a swastika card on the wall and be like, we gotta go. I wasn't expecting this.
Nazis here
I wish someone had told me.
in Poland. Yeesh.
Yikes.
Yeah. I don't know who's walking into a haunted house not expecting to see ghosts.
Yeah. You want to, if anything.
They're literally asking the ghosts to show themselves, and when they do, they're like, "Well, this is
Man, I wish you
this
hadn't.
is too much."
Yeah.
What did we ever do to bring this on? Huh? I'm just walking in there, calling them out, saying horrible slurs.
Yeah. Just the horriblest of slurs. That scares them enough that they're kind of like, okay, fuck this. We got our footage.
Well, no, they all laugh. Fucking Lance is pissed, and he says this place is as haunted as a sock drawer.
He does say that, and that's funny.
It is. So it's break time, and we're cycling through all the static cams, and like you really want to look carefully because
you expect some things to be happening on the camera,
because
like paranormal activity,
because that would be good.
Yeah,
it would be a interesting thing.
Yeah, a little creepy, a little unnervy.
Not even a hard thing to do. It could have been a guy under a sheet.
Yeah,
you know, and I would have been like, ooh.
You could have tied some fishing line to like a gurney and pulled it.
Mm-hmm. But instead, you got to wait until we get to the hotspot static shot of the fucking window,
and it opens.
Oh boy, does it ever! Ooh. Does it ever after many camera glitches?
It opens.
Almost as if they said it would.
Well,
That's
that's it.
Yep. It's break time. It's fucking. I don't know what we're doing on break time, but we're doing something. All I wrote was break time, so clearly,
Yeah.
nothing good.
That's why I went fucking hair touch. Went straight to hair touch because that's the next thing that happens.
Wait. Before that, they blacklight on the wall, and there's some like glowing substance, and they're like, "Oh, is this leftover ectoplasm?" I wrote, You're questioning what substance is on the wall that glows under a blacklight in the nut house? You know exactly what that is.
Somebody got a little nutty.
Someone been nutting.
Yeah, like there'd be no question.
Someone's busting in the nut house.
Spit, urine, or semen.
Yeah.
God, I hope it's urine.
Honestly, I'm more of a spit guy. I feel like that's the least of the... Because there's also blood.
Yeah, Dwight says blood. But either way.
Yeah.
Bodily fluids
Yeah.
are way more likely in this derelict building than a ghost.
Yeah.
It looks like this building's been derelict.
Licked and also fucking finished.
Yeah.
And
Blown.
Fucking little Silence of the Lamb action up on the wall. It's a good...
Thank God these ghosts don't have a sense of smell.
Oh, yeah. And like...
I could do without that. I do like that they don't speak English at any point in the movie. That's cool with me. You get basically yelling and laughter, but it's incoherent babbling.
I think at one point the tape recorder says death toward the end.
Okay.
I think, but it's like there's a lot of laughter.
Yeah.
That
that's when he's doing the fucking EVP in the fucking tunnels when he's all by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't hear any words.
That's all right. I might have been hearing things. So, we get to
hair touch. Houston wants to go home and shoot up. Once the hair touch happens, Houston really loses interest in being part of this project.
He sure does. He's got like zero problem just chilling at the headquarters they set up.
In the main lobby there. They get fucking lost. When the building starts to turn into a maze. I just didn't write anything between there.
There's they hear like a sound, and it's like the gurney's flipped over.
The wheels spinning.
And like the psychic tries to contact the ghost and gets shushed by Preston.
Oh yeah.
Mid sentence. I wrote, Lance is upset he's not making contact. A sound happens. And then there's footsteps up on the floor above.
Right.
And they're like, Matt, who's in here? It's like, it's crackheads.
It's
crackheads.
It's probably plenty of crackheads.
It's crackheaded gentlemen doing what they do best is they smoke their crack and then they get the zoomies.
So respectful. Crackheaded gentleman is hilarious. I called this the pad for time section of the film where people just walk around empty hallways. Earlier it was justified because you're getting footage.
Yeah.
But now you've got it.
You do got it.
Probably don't record this. Probably don't have it in the film that you put together with all of that footage. Days worth.
Yeah.
To be clear, days and multiple cameras worth of footage. Because days go by for these people.
Or so it seems. Who fucking knows? We don't get to know.
A ghost, just anytime he falls asleep, just goes in and fucks with his phone clock. And now it's 3, fucker.
Ha! You're late for your interview, bitch. The crew assumes that when they hear the footsteps that like somebody's there fucking with them, and like Houston's like, we have permits to be here.
Yeah, like
you don't.
Like anybody traipsing around inside this building after dark gives a fuck about a permit.
Like they're ever gonna give somebody a permit to shoot up in an abandoned building.
It's a student film.
Let me see your paperwork. That's right here.
We're shooting a student film.
As you can see, that the city has sanctioned me to ingest heroin via my intravenously through a needle here.
I just saw some fucked up
I was
shit.
trying to make it sound professional.
I just saw some fucked up shit you reminded me of. There's this band from Norway called Kettle Cadaver.
Okay.
I just watched a documentary on him, a brief one. And the vocalist from this band, would self-mutilate on stage like Gigi Allen.
That's bad.
Except Gigi Allen ain't got shit on this guy. There's footage in this thing of him backstage preparing for his show by driving 4 nails into his sack through a block of wood. Like, and then he would just go out naked. He had these 2 hooks in his upper lip that he attached chains to, and then pulled them tight so his mouth was always open, and the other side was attached to a crown of thorns on his head. Like, it's fucked, and I love it.
Now,
I want to see him perform live so bad.
I've never heard of this band, but I'll be the first to say it. That's a little much.
Yes, it is.
That's a little much.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's,
he went.
that's-
So that was what reminded me, because he would perform with just needles in his arms on stage. And let me tell you, yikes.
So it's a little much.
Yo.
Yeah, you don't want to be jig-jaggling around with that.
No, you don't.
It's a little much.
Mm-hmm. So apparently he would get into fistfights with people in the crowd. I don't know who the fuck has the nuts to even try and fight that guy. It's like, do you see what I do to myself?
Oh yeah, he doesn't care.
I'm good. Like,
there's nothing you can do that he's not gonna do 10 times worse tomorrow night.
yeah, in the mirror at home alone. Like, anyway, Grave Encounters.
Yeah, my point was that that like the crew assumes that somebody's fucking with them, so they yell like, "Oh, get out of here!" But like they're so used to just not seeing ghosts, that like the girl has to be like, "Guys, it could be a ghost."
Yeah.
Hello.
The thing we're here for, everyone.
It's only supposed to be the most terrifying place you've ever been. maybe start acting like it.
I don't know. Do you want to just maybe go upstairs and get some footage for the ghost show? Lance?
At one point, I think like during a break, maybe it was the break before, they're like, "So you think we're going to see some ghosts?" He's like, "Yeah, for sure. We're definitely," like, very sarcastically. Why would you include that?
Great question.
Again, another bit of, like, if you're trying to make these guys look good,
yeah.
why are you making them look like a dick?
Why are you including the footage of Matt smoking against the wishes of the guy running the building?
Yeah. You
Rudely.
know the guy running the building came back the next day. He's like,
Fuck.
I fucking...
The other thing, too, like, it was going to air.
Yep. Oh, yeah. What are you doing?
If you sit there and tell me you get interviewed for a TV show, you're not going to watch the episode? Fuck. Of course you are.
Oh, yeah.
That fucker was smoking the whole time.
I fucking knew it.
Lawsuits.
They told me those cigarette butts had already been there. I said...
I thought I had a squatter issue.
I paid extra security.
Why isn't he paying for security? There's not a guard anywhere. Shit.
He's got the lock on the door.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? The windows
the lock on the door that can be broken with just 2 people speed walking a tray at it. Lightly tapping it with a tray on wheels.
It's like trying to put a lock on like the 2 wooden doors outside of a saloon. You
Yeah.
know?
They were built to swing open those 2 doors. Holy fuck. It took no time at all. It's almost like they weren't locked.
Those doors yearn to swing open.
God.
Oh Christ.
So yeah, ghosts.
Yep. Sasha does an EVP. And that's when something plays with her hair.
And then
right.
hair touch,
okay.
yeah. And then she's like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out. We got it." Like, and honestly, yeah, you did. Visibly having hair pulled like that is the climax of a ghost episode.
It's a pretty good place to stop.
Yeah, especially when there's danger. So like,
especially when you've been here for 4 or 5 hours already.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be like 4.
You got the shot, man.
Yeah,
you got enough. You could do more psychic bullshit outside.
Nah.
Or later on in the movie, it's like, "That's good. We'll just come back in the morning and pick up." Like,
yeah.
So you could just do that.
You could,
but no. We're gonna fuck around some more.
You could always just be like, and then all of our equipment mysteriously stopped working.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the phones stopped working right now.
Yeah.
So they mill about for a bit.
I think this is where he takes all the photos, and there's all the really.
Yeah.
Like, they look like.
There's some good shit.
No, they're
as
bad.
As far as like.
It's bad photos of ghosts. It looks like they did it with a phone app.
Yeah, but I've never seen any better.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll give you the one. There's one where you're like, "Where's the ghost?" and you look up and it's somebody like up in the window.
The handprint in the glass.
Yeah.
Right by TC, and then, fucking, the orbs. I mean, you're always getting. It's the dustiest fucking building on the planet, guys. That's what dust looks like.
There's debris
in the air.
It reflects light. That's life.
That's life. That's fucking science. Okay?
So
I'm sick of these orb pictures. Okay, if there's not a fucking face in the orb looking me dead in the eye and yelling, I don't care. How's that?
I'm picturing like I think it was like the Wizard of Oz where there was like bubbles and they
Yeah, that's the fucking Glenda the Good Witch comes down in that shit.
Yeah.
Came down in a fucking bubble, dog. Grow up.
her sister was a witch.
The Wicked Witch of the East, bro. I fucking hate Ariana for that. I want you to know that.
Well, look,
She ruined it.
don't go see the movie, Jay.
Oh. You mean the commercial for Ozempic? Yeah, I'm good.
You know, don't go see that. Just don't go see the movie, Jay. I don't know what to tell you. It's not even like canon.
It's a pretty long commercial for Ozempic.
It's weird they played it in theaters.
Yeah.
What Jay is trying to say is that
Ariana Grande's on Ozempic, and now,
she looks like she's got a bug. She looks like a bug face.
dude, and like, what is it with? Because her track record up to that point was like fucking Big Sean, and like Lil Wayne people, and then Pete Davidson, and then you're suddenly a skinny heroin addict like Pete Davidson.
Well, she's a little late.
Pete Davidson also got a great deal of his tattoos removed.
Sure
which,
did. Probably
don't.
for the. Well,
No, I like it.
Yeah, but now he's got room for more.
That's true. That is true.
Nice. There's always room
For his
for
next
more.
bipolar episode where he has a manic fit and gets 17 of them in 2 days.
Gotta have him. Gotta have him. So this
Suddenly now,
this
because
is where they get lost.
yeah,
right?
they get lost and they fuck around in some hallways, and then
walkies
it
aren't
doesn't
working.
matter because they turn a corner and they're back, and the caretaker's late according to my phone. It's fucking 8 in the So it's 4:40 and he's like, we're leaving early, so
Yeah.
call him. And then phones don't work anymore.
Phones don't work mysteriously.
Yep.
On
The phone that worked just fine earlier now doesn't.
weird. It's almost like ghosts.
Almost. So then they got to break down. They're like, fuck it, we're just going to break down the front door because TC, the best character in the film,
Yep.
and also the smartest character in the film, is like, I know one exit for sure.
Oh yeah.
Let's try that.
My lady is gonna kill me if I don't get home.
Yeah. Then later on when Matt disappears, because Matt disappears.
Which is it's basically right now. They send him off
Yeah.
to go get the cameras.
Yeah,
we're
strike
gonna
the set.
Yeah.
And he lingers way too long by an open window. Also, don't bring them up to look at the open window, dude. Just bring the footage down and watch it.
We've all seen open windows.
We know what it looks like. It's already open. It's not like you coming up here is going to close it.
You know Lance Preston's gonna be like,
Do it again now in front of me.
Why didn't you
mad.
bring me up there so I could tell the ghost to be a picture?
A single tear. So my only issue with this is let's try a window first. Because even the barred windows, they were barred in 1960, okay? The bars have seen the elements.
They're weathered.
Probably flimsy as fuck.
Oh, I was thinking the other way. Like they've been there. They're not going anywhere. They're a staple in the community.
Listen.
Keeping the crazy ghosts in.
British Columbia is coastal. That's a lot of sea salt.
It is. It
right?
is.
It's hell on metal.
All right. Fair point. Fair point.
You ever seen a Newfoundland house that doesn't get weathered properly?
I've never seen a Newfoundland house.
Well, they're very colorful.
That's good. They're like the painted ladies of San Francisco.
It's so because they have to use one specific material because of how damaging the sea air is.
That
The way of making the houses unique is that they just make them crazy fucking colors.
well, all right.
Beautiful.
I don't have anything to say. End of fact.
Anecdote.
Perfect. I'll
Listen.
slip that one away for later.
Yeah.
So we're fucking it's 5:32 and we're filming sign-offs.
Yeah.
Where's Matt?
Where indeed.
He's been gone for an entire hour, taking down 3 cameras. By the way,
Great points being raised here.
you fucking sent Matt alone. Matt is even like, can somebody come with me?
No, I need all 4 of you to pack up 2 bags.
Yeah. Where did we send Matt? Let's see. Probably every floor of the building.
Yeah.
We definitely sent him down to the tunnels alone.
Yep.
And it's not like we put the camera at like the entrance to the tunnel.
No, we went a ways in.
Yeah, it's in there. We wanted to capture.
The tunnel.
Yeah. This quarter mile of a tunnel. Now, I don't know how long a quarter mile is.
Well, it's a quarter of a mile approximately.
I imagine you could see the other end from.
A kilometer is a mile and a half.
Okay, so a quarter mile is not very big.
No.
That's a brisk
Well, a
jaunt.
mile's 1,000 meters. It's 250 meters.
So it's 250 meters of tunnel down there. I feel like you don't.
For context, when you're walking, if you're walking with purpose, you cover roughly a meter.
Okay.
It's maybe 300 steps.
And if I'm in a haunted ghost tunnel, I'm walking with the most purpose. So
I'm probably walking my strides.
My strides are triple jumps.
Yeah,
From high school track
I'm like
and field.
a horse probably down there.
Just trotting and still doing like the.
Oh, we're galloping.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Away from ghosts. I'm
barely stopping.
I'll put blinders on myself.
I'm barely stopping to dismantle the camera. I'm hoping I grab it on my way by.
Yeah,
if not,
dude.
I'm circling back.
And like if the tripod disconnects, end of tripod. I got 100.
We got the footage. That's all Lance Preston cares about.
Yeah, I'll fucking break the camera open and just take the tape.
Yeah. So anyway, we're waiting for Matt.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck about Matt.
No, we forget about Matt for about 30 minutes of movie here.
We
completely forget about him and stop asking about him, please.
It takes Sasha being like, maybe he's hurt, for anybody to be like, oh yeah, we sent Matt into the ghost house alone in this asylum where there's already just people, you know?
Yep. We got more pressing matters than that, which are, we've opened the front door and now it's just more hallway.
Oh, yeah.
It's just more hallway on the other side of that door, which kind of sucks.
And like, obviously maybe we've opened the wrong door is what the theory is.
Here's my thing.
We've got turned around here.
Here's my thing though. You opened one set of doors and then put a table and chair down and then put all of your camera equipment down.
Yeah.
You experienced one room of this building when you did that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's only one door.
There's only one door.
Back out.
And I'll tell you what.
So I'm not entertaining your dumb little fucking theory.
No.
That maybe we got turned around. Turn around. So turn around again. You moved 10 feet.
Your theory to like calm me down makes me more upset because
yes.
I don't fully believe that I could have.
I must be psychotic.
I must be getting a context mental.
You're getting a contact insane?
Yeah.
I'm getting a contact insane from this.
I'm getting a contact insane from just the mold in this building.
Yeah, turns out there was more of a black mold issue than the caretaker let on.
That's way more concerning than maybe we just turned around. Like,
yeah,
what's happening to my brains? But no, we turned around.
Dr. Fritzl here, like,
did I get
fuck with me?
Did I fall on an ice pick lobotomy up in the nose? What happened?
I slipped and fell eye first onto an ice pick.
Jesus, but no. Just so you know, we let's turn around and look at the door. It's the outside door inside. How did that happen?
Oh,
Ghosts.
Man, we better just walk more.
We better go deeper into the nonsense. Because obviously in the real world there can't be more building out here.
Yeah.
Let's keep going into the ghost building.
I bet they weren't expecting that. Eventually this whole delusion's going to crumble and I'll be outside.
Whew. Wait, it says we get far enough away from the black mold.
TC, fucking again, dude. They just send dudes off by themselves for fuck's sake. What rude.
Real rude.
They're fucking looking around. Okay, well, they get split up because of a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
And Houston disappears because he doesn't run down the right corridor.
He sure.
What the fucking? Why aren't you following the footsteps of the other people running nearby?
They've got flashlights and you're in the pitch dark. Why would you ever turn into the darkness?
What an idiot.
And think you're going to be better off? I think this is where they find like a door that says that it's an exit. And when they open it, it's just still more hospital.
Yeah. Well, because exit signs aren't just at the door out.
No,
they're at the doors toward the door out.
It certainly helps to know where you're going in an emergency situation.
100%. If you open one and there's more hallway, open some more of them.
Obviously, one of them is going to be the correct door.
It must.
And
where's Matt?
Yeah,
where's Matt?
At this point, I wrote, "What about Matt? Why are we traveling and possibly further away from the man
Yep.
who we left. We just left. It's already been brought up that he could be injured.
And not really mentioning that we're looking for him. Not calling his name.
Yep.
Matt might as well just be gone from the movie for now.
Might as well. Who gives a fuck?
What we do give a fuck about, though, is, and this is funny to me, because Matt's gone and we don't care. TC gets pushed down a flight of stairs by somebody vengeful. We care so much about that we forget even more about Matt, and we take a nap.
Oh, yeah.
We all go to sleep instead.
How's that going to look when Matt comes back?
Oh, you guys are just chilling, huh?
Just nap time. I've been screaming.
For hours. Just catch some Z's on my dime, huh? It's all good. I'll tell you this. I'm not fucking sleeping.
No.
It could be 3 weeks. I'm up.
I'm going to tell you, there's no comfortable way to lay on the floor of an asylum.
There's no comfortable way to be in an asylum.
No.
All right?
Like, you can lay on a floor and fall asleep. Not in an asylum.
No.
Nope.
And risk getting diddied in the night by a ghost? I'm good.
Yeah. Because it's going to happen. What do you think the ghosts do? Like,
knock over lights to piss everybody off. That's great.
Hey,
wakey.
You're so fucking lucky that the sparks didn't ignite the dust.
Anything.
Yeah.
Every part of the building.
Nice job. This is where it's 8:34 and Houston lets everybody know that he's got an audition today.
Mm-hmm.
TC doesn't care.
Really care about the audition, does he? No.
No, he's.
No, in fact,
it's not what he says.
He's got some disparaging words for his audition, and honestly, his practice.
He certainly doesn't say that he doesn't care, but what he does say implies that he
Yeah.
He cares very little for Houston and his entire lifestyle.
Houston makes some decisions that TC doesn't approve of. So fucking stereotypical to have the one black dude be so against the DL. The other thing that I found a very interesting comedic turn, okay? We care so much about TC's injury and not at all about Matt. Usually it's the colored ones that go missing that nobody looks for.
This is correct. We're breaking barriers, man. We're turning corners.
You know? Gabby Petito.
Yeah. Sure thing. I think I saw that name on Netflix.
Yeah, that was the van life chick that got killed by her boyfriend.
And it
became everything in the world.
Don't have a boyfriend, I guess, is the moral of the story there.
The stepfather, this is two fucked things. First of all, I recommend this Gabby Petito documentary to anybody because it's good true crime. And
okay.
I know a lot of
I'll check
chicks
it out.
Listen to this between the ages of 20 and 35.
You know who the fuck you are.
And you all like true crime. I just know that.
Because
you do. That's what it is, a fact now.
I'm sorry but that's just the way it is. You were born like that.
So her stepdad had to identify her body by a picture of her corpse in the woods where the cops found it after weeks because they couldn't fuck around with the scene, but they had to make sure it was her. That's the most fucked way to ever have to identify your kid to anyone.
Oh yeah, and
that's the most fucked way.
After weeks, I'm
exactly.
I'm not entirely sure.
Dude.
I don't know.
Nah, he was like, I saw the hoodie and the hair. That's probably all you saw.
There was hair left?
That was all was left to see.
This is like must not have been very far in the woods because the predatory animals didn't make it there yet.
Yeah, fuck. And then the other thing was now, I think it's either her biological dad. I think it's her biological dad puts a shitload of money toward programs for finding missing people of color. Because while this whole thing was happening, he was getting kind of shit on for only caring about one white girl. But it's like, it's my kid, so of course I care.
How dare you only care about your fucking
right?
The kid who your cum made. How dare you?
The crassest way to fucking say daughter, right? Or child in general.
We're all made of cum, sir.
I made a cum. She's made a cum. Come with us.
It's the point I'm trying to make. At this point, Lance points out the obvious that, hey, it's 8:34. The sun should be up. Even in the winter, the sun should be up.
I got news for you. There are more pressing issues around us than our circadian rhythms. All right?
I don't know.
I don't I'm not worried currently about my vitamin D shortage.
I get a little sad.
Yeah, in the winter, you get a little seasonal affective.
You know, when I don't get to see that sun, I get a little funky. I'm not gonna lie, it puts me in a funk.
Yeah, well,
and I feel like that's just not what we need right now.
Yeah,
you know?
no, that's we're mounting problems at this point.
We're in the middle. We're in the middle of a situation. I'm just gonna be a real bummer.
How about this? Bring a sledgehammer in with you, and if you get stuck inside, just start smashing things.
How about
walls.
bring a gun? Bring a gun, because
everywhere you go in haunted houses.
Because, like, listen, you're not always going to be the only person in an abandoned building.
That's true.
And, like,
that's true.
It's always the best idea, I think, to have the biggest sword.
I think a ghost is like, it's pretty low on the ladder of things that I don't want to find in an abandoned building if I'm in one. I obviously don't necessarily want to find a ghost. I would like even less to find a living person.
I would like,
in almost every situation.
Even less than that, I would like even less to find a trove of used needles.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm going to be looking down, not so much at the EMF reader.
Down a lot, because I don't wear my steel toes everywhere.
No.
You should know where you're stepping at all times in a place like that.
I want a whole steel foot. I want
replace my feet with adamantium.
Like Wolverine, but for perverts. What's up, bub? You coming on my foot?
You gonna give me a fucking adamantium foot job?
I crushed it. Is that what you wanted, right? You wanted it to be mush?
You wanted it smushed flat?
Oh, like the rat. Oh, no.
Yeah, the fucking rat. And it's so out of pocket the way he kills a rat with a pole. Dude. Right in camera.
Hey, gotta kill something.
Holy shit.
So, yeah, we fucking... Houston tries to explain this whole thing off as like, well, you know, it's an old building. Maybe there's an electrical field that's fucking with our watches and our phones, and it's only like 1 a.m. and that's why the guy isn't here yet.
Fucking Houston sounds like he's drinking his own Kool-Aid by halfway through this movie.
Yeah, Houston's really pulling this out of his ass.
You know, I think I really am hearing ghosts.
You know what I heard about old buildings, famously known for having electricity coursing through them, is that they have electrical fields. You know, when they're made with brick and mortar and wood.
Yeah, and those electrical fields sometimes create hallways.
Yeah, They really, really mess with your brain and make you forget which hallway you just walked down.
That's the other fucking thing, too, is like, Houston, man, time is not what I'm worried about right now. I would like to go outside.
Yeah. Where's Matt?
Where's fucking Matt?
Also, that's on the back burner of concerns, too.
It sure is. Until, like, right now, because TC's like, all right, well, there's roof access that I'm just mentioning now, 3 days after we got stuck in here and found out we were.
It's good to know.
So let's go up the stairs. And then he turns the corner to the roof access, and it's just a wall. Ghosts are a dick. You made me walk all the way up there for that?
Oh, yeah, you couldn't
have just had the wall at, like, the 3rd floor?
Could have just had no stairs. I'd be like, bitch. Nah, 4 flights. You're winded.
Damn. Yeah, like, okay, good. Now you can bring the ghost back now that I'm gassed. I can't run.
The everything in the cooler that they brought to eat is rotten.
Yeah.
And like big old dirty maggots in that motherfucker.
And they're moving.
They are wriggling.
TC raises a good point. It stinks. Fucking close it.
Yep.
This is the part of the movie where TC, after he gets hurt, he stops taking shit from anyone on Earth.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. There's a part where they're running away, and fucking Sasha sits down, and he just comes back and goes, "Are you out of fucking mind?" It's amazing.
Oh, he's not even...
Is that the fastest you can run? He literally says. Like, oh.
Fuck, he's so done with this shit that he's not even going to let other people take shit.
Yeah. And that happens right now, yeah, because this is when the girl... they're fucking talking in the hallway while they're looking for Matt.
And this is where the compass starts spinning?
Yeah, like Jack Sparrow's. It points to what you want most. Which is probably out, so like it's just spinning. And behind TC in the shot, a girl runs by, so we go and look at that because we think it's Matt for some reason, even though it's clearly a woman with long hair.
In a gown.
And it also...
in a hospital gown.
Mumbles like a woman and not like a man named Matt.
Of course, as they do.
So they go in there and check that out, and it's a fucking person in a gown, so don't get close.
Listen, They've got a dirty, unwiped backside.
They're quite filthy.
They've been not wiping and just wearing that gown.
Yeah, well, wiping's gay. Don't you know that?
Don't I?
So that facial manipulation before it was so fucking overdone by every movie.
Oh,
right?
boy.
You have like Paranormal Activity, The Mummy, and this.
Listen. Don't bring The Mummy into this. All right? The Mummy, listen, The Mummy had a budget. All right?
That's true.
The Mummy had somebody who knew what they were doing and were like, you want a facial manipulation? Watch me do that without going to videocopilot.com.
I'm going to say some shit about how they did this.
And just looking up the tutorial, the basic tutorial.
On how to stretch face in After Effects?
I literally think it's called Monster Face.
Yeah.
And then doing that 5 or 6 times throughout the film.
Here's my thing, though, okay? For context, right? And I'm trying to put myself in the headspace of 2011.
Sure.
That wasn't done all that much. Like, there were like 4.
I have a video where I literally do it to your face.
I know. But what year was that, though?
Probably this one. Everybody look up Butts and Thongs.
Butts and Thongs music video, official video. And double brimmed hat, and you were in the apartment.
Yep.
So it's right around this time.
I
it might actually
so.
be. We might have done it because of this in a way.
Perhaps
Like a little bit because of this.
Perhaps. All I know is it took me not long.
Oh
it took
no,
me
we
one
did
evening.
it because of your the hatchback commercial where you throw up the Volkswagens.
Right. Yeah, that was a good one.
Anyway, if you want to see
one.
more special effects like the quality of this movie, probably better actually, go watch Matt's old videos from the early 2010s. There's a couple.
And if you're making a film yourself and you're like, well, how can I use that effect? Videocopilot.com. Go ahead. Just fucking knock it right off. Don't even make it your own.
It's the Vicious Brothers. Yeah. There's a reason they only have 3 movies, okay?
That's because they only had 3 free tutorials at the time.
So while this girl scares Houston into the blackness of pitch, and then we get the static camera shot of him clearly unable to see, walking around and making his presence known to any ghost that is listening, and then he gets choked and thrown. And the choke I'd seen a bunch of times, but the throw was cool, I thought. All right?
Was it a throw? Because, like, I don't... So, yeah, he goes flying, but there's, like, a big white flash. Was that, like, a ghost power? Was it like a ghost using, like, a special ability?
Well, it was the ghost generating so much electromagnetism that it affected the camera that was nearby.
Oh, okay.
Because you got to build up a lot of energy in order to telekinetically throw a person.
All right. I mean, if that's how you want to explain it,
well, listen, the fucking movie doesn't.
It looked like a Pokemon attack, for fuck's sake.
It did.
It did.
Solar beam.
It literally looked. That's of all the ones. That's the one.
Ghost should have said, "Get over here."
It should have.
Because he gets thrown toward the camera. Anyway, so he's dead. The movie doesn't tell you that he is, but just think that he is. It's fine.
Listen, he doesn't move, and he just lays there.
Yeah.
He's dead.
You could be asleep.
He could be, but this is a ghost movie, not a. Well, fuck, they did already have a nap. So why would he be asleep?
It's fair.
He's he's got his energy.
He should be well rested. It was disturbed by the light explosion, though.
Right. Okay.
You ever like wake up with a start? Sometimes you're tired, more tired.
Oh yeah, you're not fully in your REMs.
Yeah. I didn't get my fucking whatever the scientific term for that is that I can't remember now.
This one calls out to the one I left behind. No?
No, because the other one's better.
What's the other one? Well, I mean, there's more.
Losing My Religion.
There's a bunch.
Is a better one.
There's that one. We got fucking Man on the Moon.
Because it's fucking depressing as hell.
If
Man on the
you
Moon's sick.
believe.
That's about Andy Kaufman.
Oh, yeah.
I'll always,
Look,
I'm in that corner.
Listen, if you fucking believe they put a man on the moon, if you believe there's nothing out there to see, nothing to do, I think is the lyrics.
Okay, well, I mean, so far that's right. All those things are correct.
And then I think there's something that's like pretty deep. There's just like guitar from there, like
mm-hmm.
The Blues Travelers, they're pretty good. You gotta like harmonica. That guy really.
Yeah, I tell you, I don't.
Why not? I kind of want to get one.
Go right ahead.
And I'm gonna have it though all the time.
It's jazz recorder.
That's okay.
Yeah, see, you have to be okay with that.
You can really wail on it, and people will be like, "Wow."
What you should get is what I had when I was younger, and it was like a recorder in shape, but it had piano keys.
That is, oh God, it's got a really silly name.
Yeah, it does, and I can never remember what it is.
Right into the podcast, grindhousemovieClub@gmail.com.
It's not glockenspiel because that's a xylophone.
That's a xylophone. It's, oh God. I have no idea, but it's got. I think it's a German name of some kind.
I'm sure of it. I loved that thing though. I don't know where it went. That's my story.
All right, that's a great story. Maybe one day you'll get another one.
So the question in movies like this always becomes: at what point do you stop caring and say fuck it and save yourself? Like, it was pretty. They don't give a fuck about Houston the second he disappears. That's number one.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Matt they care about, and then they don't, and then they do. And then they happen upon him. Like they don't even.
Like they forget he exists.
Yeah,
and they care about him when it's convenient.
So like, probably disrespectful in Matt's case, but in Houston's case, he ran away into the dark. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Right. Like I'm good.
And like if he can't follow the sounds of footsteps of two people like running in the opposite direction, he deserves to wander off into the darkness.
That's all right.
I know exactly.
Also, to be honest, he was kind of pissing Lance off right before this. He kept like saying the medium shit a little too much.
Oh yeah,
you know?
yeah. That was when I think he gets shushed.
Lance is probably like, good riddance.
Yeah, I'm sick of him telling me he can fucking sense spirits. We know there's spirits. All right,
I've seen them.
He doesn't need to keep saying it. They're around.
Stop reminding me. In fact,
I think so they start to hear some like laughter, and all the hallway doors are open as well. They were all closed before.
Yeah, except for the one that Sasha backs into, and then the hand comes out and grabs her through the window.
Yes. Fucking hand comes through the window. That's a whole. It was a little spooky if you weren't expecting it.
And that's when they book, and then TC's like, "Is that the fastest you can run?" Which is so rude to say, but also needs to be said in that situation.
Yeah.
And this is when they come across Matt as well. They just turn a corner, and he's up against a load-bearing column, and he has fully committed to being fully committed.
He's in there.
He's in the he's institutionalized.
He's got the bracelet. He's got the ass out hospital gown,
and he's got the incoherent muttering of a insane person.
Yep,
perfect.
He's in.
Hey, have fun.
He's got that context.
Hey man,
insanity.
Hey man, good luck. Hey, looks like you're fitting right in.
We'll be back in the morning.
We'll be back in about 6 months because that's how often we visit people in places like this.
We'll be back in the daylight when things are regular.
Yep,
when this hospital's got a fucking door.
You know what we won't do? Add another heavy bag to my shoulder named Matt.
Yeah.
Because bringing this guy with us, it just sucks. And I'm so happy they didn't just have him disappear from the movie so that he could show up to get TC pulled into a blood tub and then kill himself in the elevator.
Absolutely.
That's all he does rest of movie.
Hey, man.
The rest of the time, he's just very upset.
That's what we Matts are good for. We get you into trouble and then we kill ourselves.
Okay, so you're going to kill me and then yourself.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna put you in a situation where bad shit happens to you. But then, I'm going to go face first down the elevator shaft.
Perfect. It's good to know how our friendship ends.
Ayo.
Well, because in this case, I'd be TC, and your name is literally Matt. You've got the name, and I've got the color, so
it has to be.
That's how that is.
And also, your name is a letter.
That's true as well. Yeah, he has 2 of them, which means he's a little darker than me. The more letters in your name, the darker you are.
And
right?
the weird thing
that's that's how you get like Laquianza.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So like MLK.
Yeah, that's pretty black.
Yeah. The thing about TC is that like he's got those 2 letters that like they just go with J, you know? JC, TJ. Motherfucker.
That's true. JC, also famously known as Jesus Christ, a black man.
I think
he's at least Middle Eastern. All right.
He has to be. That's where he was born.
Yep.
That's they're not just popping out white people there.
No, unless God's really racist. Unless God's like, too dark. Whiter.
How about something a little different?
I'm going to try to lighten up this area of the world.
It's time to mix things up a bit.
In race.
So we run from there to the blood tub, which is now just full of blood.
Yeah.
And
so don't get close to it.
Yeah, don't get in there.
And okay, like Matt's creeping up to it and staring at it. Yeah, once again, Have fun over there. I'll be here where the blood is nowhere near me.
Yeah, you know what? I've seen blood before.
Yeah.
I've seen it in great deals. That's blood for sure.
Also, tip that.
That's how you get sick.
I will tip it.
That's how you die.
Because it's the only way to tell whether or not there's a person in there waiting to explode out of it and pull me in by my zip-up vest.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
If I'm getting close enough to it to be grabbed, I'm going to tip it.
That's fair. Sneak up on them before they sneak up on you.
That's right, yeah. Ah, gotcha.
I'll tell you what. I'm just gonna leave the room. I don't care if there's somebody in there. I'm just not gonna give them the time of day because guess what? They're in there.
Yeah.
And if they touch me with their hands,
whose blood is that?
I'm gonna get the bloodborne illness.
I need to see a clean STD test. Okay. Right on the wall, like a fucking health inspector's passing a restaurant.
Well, see the problem.
Free of disease in this room. Okay, good.
The problem is that like that's way more blood than any one person should have.
It's a lot, right?
So like, what are the odds that all of these nutty fruitcakes aren't just riddled with herpes?
Yeah.
You know? That's just our herpes.
This is the literal blood bath.
So it's a herpes slurry.
This is our treatment here. It's like swimming in placenta after you give birth at home.
Yeah. It's like dipping yourself in mud with cucumbers on your eyes.
Yeah, Elizabeth had the right idea.
Well, yeah. So yeah, they fucking go in there, and they don't. One
TC
does.
goes right in there.
He goes right in there.
TC takes a bath.
Somebody explodes out of there.
Yeah.
Impossibly. And yanks him in.
It was a good shot though. I liked it.
Oh, it was great. It scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, and then the camera gets put down while they're trying to figure that out, and they tip the tub over, and then the blood like washes across the floor. Toward the camera. That was cool.
I like that.
Sure.
Little
I like
shining
that they
action.
Left some blood on the people.
Yeah, it would.
For continuity.
Wouldn't it
This
be
is the kind of movie where sometimes that wouldn't happen.
Wouldn't it be upsetting if they didn't?
Yeah, it would.
Where's
the blood?
The most blood. It'd be like going into
some fucking throwaway line as they're walking down. Oh, it's a good thing we didn't get any on us.
Yeah, thank God we all stepped back. I sure am glad I wore my galoshes.
When I was wading through ankle-deep blood from a bathtub.
My grandmother told me I would need my galoshes today.
Yeah, or else I would catch cold. How right she was.
Yeah, if the cold was...
AIDS.
That's the chilliest cold.
Yeah, man.
That's a cold you don't come back from.
That's why they call it HIV. Because that's how you spell shiver.
You put the HIV in shiver. Oh, Christ. Brr.
Fuck.
Well, anyway, fucking...
We got this elevator here. Elevator. You're trapped in a big old building you get lost in, okay?
Before the elevator, for some reason, Lance finds a bit off tongue that he needs to investigate.
Yeah, that is true. Hey, how about you leave it alone?
Yeah.
Also,
there's a puddle of blood there. You were just in a room full of blood.
Yeah.
How is that more concerning?
Just some more of it. Okay, let's move on.
I've seen more blood than that.
Now, my thing is, you have to have seen horror movies, okay? Lance, you're doing a ghost show.
You have to have.
And in every horror movie, if you're looking at the ground and then suddenly there's drops, it's above you. How are you not conditioned to immediately leave before you look up?
Yeah, first drip, I'll back out.
It might be an alien.
That's usually the case, more often than not.
And then the other thing is zombies. So, none of your options are good.
No. This one certainly isn't. Big old
screaming mouth at you?
Yep. Another classic effect from videocopilot.com.
Beautiful. So they find this elevator, and here's my thing, right? Even if I put my claustrophobia aside, because that is real, I'm already unnerved in elevators, just a boilerplate. Any elevator I'm in, I'm prickly. You are trapped in a building that you can't get out of. So in what universe does it make sense to go into an even smaller building that you might not be able to get out of because you have to pry the door open with a fucking pipe? And it's suspended in midair. That's a better option?
That's your only concerns? Oh, my main concern would be, where are we going in the elevator?
Oh, yeah, because down. Because down is your option.
No, it's not. There's no power.
Whether you like it or not, though, down.
Down of when the rope eventually decays and snaps.
That's right.
There's no electricity in this building. How? What are we doing?
It's not so old that it's like a hand crank. It's not a dumbwaiter.
Which is terrible. Never get in there. That's how you lose your head.
Yeah, it is. Ask anybody from... Is it Goosebumps or Are You Afraid? That one.
Honestly, could be both. Probably Are You Afraid of the Dark, though. I feel like they had a more gruesome...
Yeah. They had, like, the subject matter was a bit more intense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, R.L. Stine wasn't... he was writing for kids.
Yeah, his kids. He had to tuck them in. He can't make it as scary as you probably wanted. He's going to have to pay the consequences for doing that.
And that's how I got my shrunken head. Now go the fuck to sleep. I don't know.
You know, to fucking say cheese and die. Like, yeah, I'm going to traumatize you around cameras forever. Do you think the guy that did Final Destination 2 knew that everybody was going to be terrified of logging trucks?
No.
I don't think he had any idea what he did.
No, I think...
He ruined some people's lives for real.
I think it was just an honest-to-God feeling that he himself had.
Yeah.
And
this must be from... Please, God, tell me it's familiar. I'll put it in my movie.
And had he not, it probably would never have been. Honestly.
He created a phobia.
Nobody's ever been like, oh, man, log truck Final Destination without Final Destination.
Yeah. And like most... Yeah, like, oh, that would be a dangerous thing if it fell apart. But that wasn't the first thought you had when you saw one.
No.
And now I believe it will. And I wholeheartedly am like, I'm getting away from it before it does.
And you know what's wild is that, like, there are, I don't even know, 7 Final Destination movies now?
That's still the thing.
The first one
it's
has...
that and a roller coaster. Those are, like, the ones.
Yeah.
But people were already afraid of roller coasters.
The plane explodes in the first one. So many people die.
Yeah, dude.
And that doesn't...
That was the first movie.
And it we all got real lucky that 9/11 happened first. Because, like, that would have been, like, Final Destination, huh? And again!
Holy shit. The first Final Destination was, I think, late 90s. I think. I'm gonna have to look it up. I think.
So yeah, why haven't we just been being like, oh man, 9/11? You mean the 2 Final Destinations? You mean when the Final Destination happened, and then moments later another Final Destination?
It was either that or right after, and they couldn't have it crash into a building. It just had to explode in the sky.
Probably.
But I'm not sure.
Either way, Spider-Man got ruined because he couldn't catch people between the 2 twin towers with
his
web. So
there's another thing that got also Robert Pattinson, unfortunately. Well, here's okay.
Was he there? Or was
he's in a movie called Remember Me, where at the end of it, the shot zooms out and he's on like the top floor of the World Trade Center.
Okay.
And let me tell you, that movie was made in like 2010.
That movie, the Limp Bizkit music video couldn't be played on TV. And
which one? Rollin'?
Oh God, what is the one? They do it right on top of the World Trade Center.
It must be Rollin'.
It might be. It might as well be.
I always thought that he was on top of the building, the one in GTA with the hospital landing pad. Or that fucking helicopter pad.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one, but that's the top of the World Trade Center. And it's the only...
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I knew that.
There was that, and then
That's hilarious.
There's a movie about a guy, because at one point a dude tightrope walked across that. There's a movie about him, and like the whole time you're watching it, you're like, well...
Where's the part where he does that?
Well, also, like, there's no danger because obviously this is fake. There's no way that they did this practically.
This real. Yeah. Okay.
The stakes are pretty fucking low. I know this actor isn't gonna fall to his death. He's
cool that a guy did that though.
Yeah.
While they were still standing.
Yeah. I don't know how I watched it. I don't remember how he.
The longest one is between 2 coasts, off of fucking. I think it's like Spain and Portugal or something like that.
How do you even get a rope that long? And keep it that taut?
It's a great question. I don't really know how they ran it, but it was a Red Bull guy, and it was like 3 miles or something. Some fucking insane thing.
He was probably running it too, just like...
no problem. He's doing like cartwheels.
Woo! Just chugging Red Bulls and piss. I'd piss. I'd have to piss.
Yeah.
How do you walk that far and not have to piss?
Especially with Red Bulls flowing, dude. Energy drinks?
You know he was required to drink 2 to 3
at least. Fuck.
Oh, good lord. So yeah, we got this elevator shaft. We get it open, but trouble.
Right before this is where they're hiding in the room and the arms come out of the wall for no reason.
Right, they hide in this room for a little bit too.
And at this point, I start to get frustrated by how often, and they pointed out, which was nice, but they still do it, how often Lance is narrating to camera still.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up and try to figure out how to get out of the building, man.
No, people are going to want to watch this when we air
That's fine. They're not going to want to watch your talking head, though, huh? So don't.
Yeah, it kind of takes away from
if you're going to keep filming, keep fucking filming, but stop filming your face.
Do this in post, buddy.
Yep.
This is all post.
It sure is.
This is post narrations. Focus on filming the ghosts.
It takes away from it when I can tell you feel like you have time to do that.
It does. It does.
Be more scared.
So, oh yeah, he runs back and he just snaps a metal bar off of something.
No problem. No problem at all.
Yeah, strongest man in the world.
Doesn't even kink the pipe, so it wasn't attached to anything.
It was lightly soldered.
Lightly, yeah, with spit. What pisses me off about that, okay, because, yeah, he grabs it so you can pry the elevator door open. And we got Matt and Sasha sitting, and Sasha's upset because she just had hello carved into her back.
Oh, right, I forgot about that.
And TC earlier touched it like a retard. For which he apologizes later, but it doesn't matter because he fucking dies. So, when he hears the noise from the monster that he just ran from, that was suspending itself from the ceiling, he drops the pipe to go and deal with it. Hey, man, why'd you do that?
Yeah.
These ghosts are already interacting with objects corporeally, which means they can be interacted with, which means you could slam a pipe into a ghost's head. You could crush a ghost's head with a pipe.
Yeah, like, honestly, it's a fucking... You've got a great point.
And they close a door on it, and it stops it.
It pushes back on the door. Like, best case scenario, yeah, it's a ghost. Yeah, you club it in the head. You just clubbed a ghost in the head. That's crazy.
Worst case scenario, it's an insane guy.
It's a crackhead, yeah, who's just trying to spook you.
So hit him in the fucking head.
Yeah, and the only way you can be able to tell is when you go to do that, and they're like, no.
I was just kidding. It's a prank. It's for
whoa.
My name's Sam Pepper.
Oh,
man, that's a throwback, guys. Hey, shout out to Sam Pepper. Didn't he like diddle some kids or something?
I think he diddled all of like women.
Oh, he kidnapped a woman. That's right. One of his pranks was he literally kidnapped a woman. So
I think one of his pranks was just basically trying to finger blast people on the beach,
sharking chicks in public in broad daylight.
Yeah,
sharking women in broad daylight.
And you know, something about sharking women is a little different than sharking men because like
it's sexual assault.
Yeah.
It's also known as sexual assault.
Yeah, it's it's penetration, you know? It's something. It's
woo.
Because like when you do it to a dude, you're getting him in the groin, the taint.
We're talking about two different things.
Oh.
But you're still right. So my understanding of sharking is just ripping chicks' clothes off.
I thought it was when you take your hands.
Here's the thing about that. That is crime.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That is what you're talking about is just crime.
Just taking your hands clasped and jamming it up into their asshole and groin.
What you're trying to hit is perineum because it's one of the most sensitive ball nerves on the body.
That's what I'm saying.
And let me tell you, anybody who does that, and like this is a thing that's weirdly prevalent in Asian culture for some reason, like between friends. Like, most of the videos I've seen of people doing it have been like Koreans, and Japanese. I don't care who you are. You do that to me, we're no longer friends. Mm-hmm. And I'll probably respond violently when I'm informing you of that fact.
Yeah, because like
you stay away from my dick and balls from behind.
Not even my doctor has a reason to go check that out,
and he'll warn me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna be like, no, doc.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I can feel it. It feels fine.
Famous last words.
Oh, dude. I love Patrice O'Neal. My colon's going to have to fall out of my asshole first.
Just the...
I'm not even, like, totally straight, and I'm saying that. My doctor is not a nice man.
A la Jim Henson's grave. A la his tombstone.
Oh, it's just a flu?
I'll be fine.
That's on his tombstone.
Jim, take your hand out of the Muppet. No.
He said it's just Kermit. It'll be fine.
It's Kermit when he's got like a doctor's fucking jacket on and like that.
Oh, buy me dinner first.
The reflective like fucking headband, whatever that is, whatever that ever was. What was
the little mirror? I think it was for light reflection so they could see better.
Yeah,
you know, because you couldn't just have like a tiny light back in 1905.
Well, what were candles?
Yeah, put the hot wet wax next to the body I'm working on. Get that in the cavity.
That's the least of their problems.
Like
you're having surgery in the early 19. You're dead.
Yeah.
You're about to be dead.
I hope your affairs are arranged because you have to go to the hospital. Just period.
What's that casket for next to it? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that yet.
2 birds.
Oh yeah. If we got to use that, you don't got to worry about it. Don't worry. You're in not the best of hands. You're in hands.
You're in some hands.
You're in the hands that are here at the time. So saddle up for some medical treatment.
Yeah, that's what we're calling it.
Anyway, so fucking
they're barring the door from the ghost, and Matt grabs a camera and goes, I wonder what's down there, and then jumps down the elevator shaft because when they open the door, there's no elevator.
Yeah, and
there is, however, a ladder.
And jumping to your death definitely seems like a way better option than helping your pals.
Well, when you're fucked in the head, like Matt is.
That's true. He probably got a lobotomy.
He was probably like, this seems better than what I am.
I think there's a Skittle down there.
Ooh, piece of candy.
I'm in a rush to eat that Skittle mouth first.
Mouth first. Yeah, it's fine. Strangely monochrome down there. I think I need to add some red.
You know, I really love The Shining.
So that was Matt's character after they find him. That's it.
Yeah.
He gets a guy killed, and then he kills himself.
Yep.
Sick.
Let's climb down the ladder that's, I don't believe, are in elevator shafts, but it seems
probably old ones like that they would be, yeah.
Okay, all right, because it just seems like something the elevator's going to catch on.
That was my confusion about it because it's not recessed. Mm-hmm. So elevator shafts that are equipped with ladders have them recessed into the wall, obviously, because there's an elevator in the way.
You would think.
So probably that one's just as small as the door they open, which is it's a tiny elevator. What's weird to me about it is that it had an actual functioning sliding door that collapses into itself instead of those fucking like the chain link looking.
Yeah.
I would have expected that in a building this old.
Yeah.
They still had like attendants who would like pull a lever for you.
The one that like goes up the center of a winding staircase, you know?
Instead of 20th century button press. All right, guys?
They upgraded this building just as they closed it down. These nuts are going to love going up.
It's 2001. They
God.
go down the fucking, and then this is the first time anybody says anything about camera batteries maybe dying.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, it's been days.
Yep. You've been down here, according to your watch, days.
It's been days, and it's been one take for days. I think you're good.
Yeah, honestly,
we're already in a world where the unbelievable is possible because you're still filming.
The magic is working in your favor. Let's not question it.
So, I mean, if you're worried about that, though, stop filming your face and use the light and nothing else then.
Yeah, maybe worry about surviving instead of filming something for fucking, what's his name, Jeff?
Worry more about your friend who clearly, first of all, was feverish earlier, has scratches from a ghost in her back, and has now begun to cough blood.
Laying on the ground just coughing up blood is not a generally healthy look for anybody.
Worry about that. And then she takes a nap. I'm annoyed because, if I'm coughing up blood in the basement of a mental institution...
Tuberculosis.
I don't think I want to go to sleep quite yet.
Nope.
Let's get a diagnosis first.
And let me tell you, you're coughing up blood from being in a mental hospital? Goodbye.
Yeah.
I'm going down the miles of tunnel that we apparently have to work with.
Keep walking. I'm irritated by the fact that she falls asleep on his shoulder while he's talking because like 5 minutes before in the movie, she's like, I can't sleep. I don't think I'll ever sleep again, first of all. And then secondly, he hears a noise and then screams and she doesn't wake up.
Ghost stuff,
yeah. And then, speaking of ghost stuff, we bust out the fucking fog machine from just underneath where the cameras
We sure
put on
do.
the tripod. And if you look real close, you can see it move from the left to the right.
Yeah, you can.
And then Sasha disappears into the smog.
That fog kind of hangs around just long enough for her to probably get up and walk off camera.
Yep, that's right.
In a very rinky-dink Chris Angel style illusion where there's a mirror under the table on an angle so you don't see him crouching. You know what I'm saying?
She probably slunk off on all fours.
Probably, honestly. They'd be like, no, we're not going to cut this. It'd be crazy. It'd be crazy to cut this. This has to be one long take.
Perfect. Because it's such a good take.
Yeah, because it's such a pivotal scene.
Yeah.
When the fucking smoke
and
comes down the hallway.
Yeah, and then it immediately clears once she's out of frame. And then Lance sits and waits for his cue to react to that.
Yeah, and when he reacts, you definitely don't see the smoke still lingering.
Nope.
You know the way a very spectral mist might linger as if it was produced from a fog machine.
Yeah.
You know, like how it does at a rave. You know how when the lights go on after a concert and there's a haze?
Yeah, fine haze.
That's ghosts. Did you know that? That's ghosts
fucking
enjoying
ghosts.
the concert.
When I vape inside with the windows closed, that's ghosts.
That's fucking ghosts. We glossed over probably the coolest part of the film.
Oh, really?
Like, I mean, sorry. When I say coolest, I guess it was an original idea that they had.
Okay.
And they put in there, and then that was kind of it. When they wake up in that room, when all three of them are like hiding in that room, they wake up before she's got her shit carved up, before they write hello on her back, which is a weird thing for a ghost to write because it's a ghost. Why you say something else like I'm ooh, you know?
How about you're trespassing?
Yeah, hello seems like a friendly thing. Like,
yeah.
How about like a Freddy Krueger down the back?
Get out.
Anyway, they wake up and they've all got hospital bracelets on with their name on it.
Okay.
And Sasha's freaking out like, how do they know my name? How did they know my name? Is your wallet in your pocket, Sasha?
Have you said it out loud ever?
Yeah, did it?
Right in the fucking mental institution?
Do you believe in ghosts?
You should.
Because ghosts are literally the answer.
They are.
So anyway, yeah, that fucking smoke, eh?
Yeah, so
real
that
good stuff.
and then Sasha fucking disappears. And I mean nothing else happens in this movie except for
EVP sesh. What
yeah,
do you want from me?
And he plays it back and it's just incoherent screaming as far as I could tell anyway.
Going crazy in a tunnel.
And then he gets hungry and remembers he has a pipe still.
Oh, this is where I wrote Ratatouille.
And he makes it. He makes Ratatouille in the tunnels. Just like Mama used to make.
Fucking with it. He improvises a rolling pin and he flattens out some Ratatouille.
He tenderizes the meat.
Oh my god.
He double taps it, which after the first one, okay, it's pancake. You don't need to hit it again.
If that rat had bones,
it's pancake and it's open, dude.
If that rat had bones, it did not. They were made of foam.
He swung that fucking thing like Thor's hammer. And made that rat into soup.
He swung it as if the rat was going to fight back.
Yeah.
As if the rat at all could fight back against
Holy
that.
Shit.
Jesus Christ.
And then he eats it raw, and you get to watch that, which I liked.
Yeah.
Nice addition to have him grab the camera and then go back for seconds. Because it's like, okay, is it gross? Are you going to throw up? And no, hunger prevailed there. And yeah, dude, it's been days of you're starving. You're going to eat the rat raw.
You know what I'm going to do, though, is I'm probably going to pick, like, I'm not going to just eat it like I don't have hands.
Tiny bones suck, right?
I'm going to, like, oh, here's some meat with my fingers.
Bring it out like a washcloth.
Yeah, maybe make sure I'm not getting, like, brains and poop.
Yeah. You definitely don't want either of those two things the most from a rat.
Yeah. Honestly, you're better off just improvising a trap.
Yeah.
And dissecting the rat that way.
Removing those two parts the most.
Instead of just making it just one congealed rat-like substance.
Fucking, there's a joke and I don't.
All good.
I was trying to put the word rat into garlic mashed potatoes and I can't find a spot to do it.
It's there, though. It's there.
It is.
It's usually the droppings. So the whole plan with going down the tunnel was that like these tunnels connect to all of the other buildings.
Because Kenny the caretaker told us that.
Yeah, there's other buildings. This nut house has other buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Craziness. So the whole plan was to go down there, but when we went down there was no doors. It was just tunnels and tunnels.
I walked for so long that surely I would have gotten somewhere.
You would think, you know?
But it just keeps going.
Where I pictured there to be another building, there was not.
Hey, guess what? See all those pipes in the ceiling?
Should we follow them? Or do we just sit here with our dick out?
Let me tell you, those pipes, because this building has multiple stories, connect to things called risers. Now, risers are basically a dead space next to load-bearing columns or exterior walls that go up.
Upward.
And down.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when they go up, eventually end at the top.
Okay.
Climb them.
Climb them.
Climb them up to the fucking roof where they terminate. A foot above the roof by code. And then get to the fucking fire escape that way.
I'm not.
How about this? Climb up the elevator shaft.
I kind of like that idea better.
Just saying.
Yeah, no, honestly, if you were there...
But if the ghosts are being dicks and they're just making walls everywhere, I guess you're fucked no matter what.
True. I just can't imagine myself climbing up a random pipe upwards. I feel like the ceiling was pretty cement. You know, it wasn't... I don't think they was up to code back in the 1000s.
Now, okay, like they could have poured around them. That's fair. That's fair.
They maybe the pipes were added in
Again, they'll
afterward.
have a sledgehammer. That's all I'm saying. Everywhere I go, I'm bringing a hammer. I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah. Honestly, if I'm gonna be in an old abandoned building, I need a hammer if I'm gonna be doing any sort of like damage to the building.
Especially if I'm looking for dangerous stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I'm already there for a purpose.
What's this? A fucking wall? Not
anymore.
Nah,
it's a door.
Yeah, exactly.
The only thing separate. What's the difference between a door and a hole? A handle.
A handle?
That's it.
Yeah, basically. Maybe a frame.
Yeah, maybe. But root cellars.
All right.
That's just the hole of the handle.
It's the hole with a fucking handle. That's a very rude way to describe
a woman
or a man.
Amazing. That's hilarious. A person.
In Houston's case, a man.
Yeah. Cause gay.
if you couldn't, yeah.
That's what. So he Lance falls asleep again, and when he wakes up, there's a door right in front of him. Why you'd go into it? I mean, I wouldn't. I'd take my chances in the fucking tunnels.
If I'm absolutely sure that door just appeared, yeah.
It's not going anywhere I want to be. There's nothing behind that door that was there before, and I'm trying to get back.
I already know what happens when I go down made-up tunnels.
Yeah, bad things.
Yeah, bad things.
So we'll go into this. What I wouldn't be doing if I did go through the door is checking every room for things. How about I just go, light?
Light? Yeah.
If I see light, I'm going in that direction.
Yeah.
If I don't see light, I'm not getting out. I don't want to know what's in.
I'm just gonna pass this out here. Now, if I open a door and I see that this is a place where a man has been doing experimental brain surgeries in tunnels underground.
As per the pictures of brains,
people's
brains and their chests just open and screaming.
I'm gonna wager a guess. There's probably not another door to this room.
No,
you wouldn't want that.
Yeah, that's a one-way in and out room.
Yeah,
huh?
you really want to have your back to the door.
Yeah.
When you're doing that.
That's true.
So I'm just not gonna go in there. I'm just gonna be like, this is.
I'm all right.
This is probably where that doctor I was told about before was fucking bodies and fucking brains.
Yep. I don't got to go all the way in to find that out.
But we do.
But he does.
We have to. We have to go in there.
And he can't keep track of where the skulls are on the floor to save his fucking life, literally.
Yeah, because, again, when you walk into a medical building, when you're like,
yeah.
Hey, let me get into the OR.
Formulas. Separation of brain compartments on the chalkboard there.
Absolutely.
So the guy's got a little bit of education.
Good.
Here. That's all right. There might be an actual doctor around.
There might be. There also might be a fucking satanic priest.
Oh, good.
Judging by just everything else in the room.
Yeah, literally any other part of the room, including the Book of the fucking Dead on the altar. On the altar, right above the skull and pentagram, the book with the runic symbols in it.
Gotta have an altar. There's
From
always an
hell.
altar in every OR.
There sure is.
For Satan to
Yeah,
come
yeah.
in.
Well, what if, the person you're working on believes in God?
What if they
You
believe
want to
in
make sure he's
anything?
nearby.
You want to be able to, hey, Satan, look it. Come on, man. Satan powers.
Are you satisfied?
And then he goes, yeah, man.
Mm.
You did it in the dark tunnel, of course. Of course I'm satisfied.
So Lance...
This is what I need. I'm Satan.
Lance goes through this whole fucking rigmarole just to turn around and see somebody, I think it's Sasha, but I don't know, being worked on a gurney by, Dr. Fritzl, Dr. Frankenstein, and 2 nurses who notice him and then scream in his face.
Yeah, he turns around, he turns back, and they're in his face, and that's...
Which I saw coming from a fucking mile away.
I think
if
we
I
all
hadn't
did.
seen the movie, I would have seen that coming from a mile away.
I think you hear him like screaming, "I'm not crazy," or
Yeah,
something, and then
which is the thing that everybody's got to call attention to that dumb shit. Come on.
And then also Matt was saying it. This guy says it too. He's like, "Yeah, they'll let me out when I'm better."
Oh yeah, because he gets lobotomized. You see.
Yes.
And you can tell that because he's doing his best impression of a cat sneezing by crossing his eyes, and there's a little blood going down his nose.
He might as well have stuck his tongue out and wagged it a little bit.
Yeah. And that's the fucking movie,
That's the
guys.
fucking film. He signs off as if he's still making his TV show, and that's the fucking film.
Now, in the second film, you get to see Lance again, except he is in a ghost dimension behind a door, floating in ethereal space.
Oh, I hate it.
And yelling.
I forgot about that, and I hate it.
I thought that was the end to this, and I was like, oh yeah, I hate this movie because the ending fucks everything up. But no, this ending is good.
This ending's better.
Yeah, it's tolerable.
It's better than that option, anyway.
Because yeah, he's dead in the thing, and you could just stop there. You don't need to make a sequel.
No,
it's answered what happens. And Grave Encounters gets a 6.5 from
6?
me because I honestly like it.
I gave it a 7 because despite the god awful CG effects, I enjoyed it.
The CG was at its worst for me in the arm room because it was very obvious that there's a point where one of them reaches out to grab and by all means should have caught something.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. And then there's that like shadow effect that you could tell when something's added in post where it doesn't quite fit in the scene, like it's not physically there, so it doesn't quite look like it is.
Yeah, they maybe like filmed it on like a slightly wrong angle or
like,
something.
You know, in fucking Looney Tunes, when I say it a bunch, but you can tell what's going to happen in the scene because the animated stuff is separated from the background.
Yeah, it's on a different cell, so it's slightly like more vibrant.
Exactly. That's what it looks like when you edit something in post.
Yep.
Poorly anyway.
Oh yeah, because they're not matching the color.
Yeah, or you have to artificially create shadows and you're not the sun.
Yeah, it kind of gets difficult to artificially create shadows when you are not the sun.
You know? Grave Encounters, everybody. That's the fucking movie. What was your rating? You said the same?
7.
7, right on. Same page on that one. I wasn't sure. You got movies for me, I bet.
I've got movies. We've got 4.
Let's go.
1, 2, 3. We've got...
Now,
we've got 4. We've got 4. Yeah.
I'm sure counting to a number under 5 is easy.
No, what happened was I scribbled a bunch, and I was trying to figure out where I wrote and where I didn't write. Okay, so here's your themes. Here's your themes for next week. Okay. TV shows.
Oh, all right.
Yep, easy enough. Tunnels. Great big theme in this film.
I bet you it's called The Tunnel.
Great big theme in this film.
Yeah.
Somewhat urban exploration.
Okay.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
And then just institution. Being institutionalized, however you want to come at it.
Is that session 9?
No, it's not.
Okay, good, because I hate that movie.
That was the first one recommended, so I didn't even look at it.
That's the one where David Caruso is in it. Horatio. From CSI Miami.
Is David Caruso?
He's the one who puts his glasses on when he says his quip at the beginning.
He's like the guy on the island with his family?
That's Robinson Caruso.
Oh, fuck. I don't know. All I know is the Carusos, so...
So he's the CSI Miami guy that's like fucking looks like we have. Well, in this case, a real bloodbath.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And in session 9, it's about a bunch of like hazmat cleaners that go into the institution they still to get possessed.
Okay.
And at a certain point in that movie, he points to another character and goes, fuck you. And it's like a fucking Nicolas Cage thing because the camera zooms right in on him.
I love it.
It's so bad. Anyway, I like TV shows. Go TV shows.
All right. Sounds like we're going to watch Late Night with the Devil.
All right.
All right.
Haven't seen it.
Me either.
Know what it's about, but I haven't seen it.
Fuck
Been
yeah.
meaning to, so let's go.
Hell yeah. It's supposed to be a good one. Honestly, you know what? Nah, I brought some pretty good ones. So I was
Yeah.
that's probably the best option, but
Well, they did. It's kind of a remake of a British thing, but the British thing itself was good, and the British thing is from like 1980.
okay. That's fine. It's still a movie in its own. So
Oh yeah, no, like the subject matter is not quite the same. It's called Ghost Watch, the other one, and in that one they go to a house that's possessed,
was that was like
and there's a clown involved, I think.
Oh, that wasn't I remember hearing about that, but it's not like a real thing.
No, it was shot real, but it's
Yeah,
not.
okay. Yeah, I did hear about that then.
It was like a really successful prank back then because people weren't doing that shit.
Yeah.
Like lying to your face on television.
Yeah. People just weren't lying to a very
Impressionable audience.
they just weren't trusting blindly what
Sullying
plays on
their own
television.
reputation.
Love it. All right, yeah, Late Night with the Devil then.
Down.
What you gave up now?
Yeah.
Tunnels?
Just
Yeah.
tunnels, not the tunnel.
Well, Tunnels was the tunnel.
Okay, I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
Fuck.
a good one too.
Okay, all right. I honestly didn't think it was going to be. I was like, well, it's there. I gotta have it.
If Lake Mungo is an 8, now, and I'm being unbiased because Lake Mungo's a fucking 11, but if Lake Mungo is an 8, the tunnel's probably a 6.
All right. I've never seen Lake Mungo, but it sounds
Oh, fuck you. That's one of the best movies I've ever seen. All right, fine.
sounds offensive, to be honest.
Yeah, it does, but it's Australian, so they got all different names
Oh,
for shit
all
down
right.
there.
I'll let
Yeah.
it slide.
Yeah.
I'll let it slide. Somewhat Urban Exploration, Blair Witch Project,
Oh, nice. Okay.
and then Institution, Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
Yeah, it's probably one of the best ones.
Son of a bitch. Well, I'm stoked actually because now movie I haven't seen.
Fuck
Those are
yeah.
few and far between, so let's fucking go. GrindhouseMovieClub.com. Nope, GrindhouseMovie.club.
There you go.
Hey,
Websites.
DarkRoseCult.com.
Websites.
Thanks, Andrew, for the intro song. We never said that.